All right, hello and welcome everyone to Go Team Up Worlds. This is the semifinals stage. Welcome everyone in today. I hope you're having a great afternoon. I am joined by two incredible casters for this event. I do have Holesome underscore from the Holesome underscore stream, and although he needs no introduction at all, we do have the man himself, Kieng IV. Gentlemen, how are you doing today? And welcome into the stream.
I'm
Speedy,
doing
thanks
well.
for having us.
Yeah,
Doing great.
excited. It should be a fantastic semifinals. We're gonna see who's gonna move on to the finals.
Absolutely.
Yeah, guys, incredibly excited to be here. Thank you everyone coming over from my stream, guys. Really happy to be shoutcasting today. Speedy, really happy to have you hosting and kind of going through some of this info with us here. This is new for me, right? This isn't something I've done before here with the Go Stadium folks. So really excited to get into some of these battles.
Absolutely. As Holesome said, this is the Go Team Up tournament format. It's been going on for a while. Hundreds and hundreds of teams have competed for a spot in the Go Team Up Worlds format, but only a few teams were invited. And we are in that stage right now where these four teams stand on the precipice of immortality. The first ever Go Team Up Worlds winner will emerge from this group of four. But first, they have to face each other. So with that, let's talk a little bit about the format and what we are going to be seeing here today on this Go Stadium stream. As you see here, similar to previous Go Team Up tournaments, which a lot of people are familiar with, you must build teams, 4 teams of 6 Pokemon with a total of 24 unique Pokemon, no duplicates. There are some rules regarding forms and shadows. Azumarill and Galarian Stunfisk are banned and may not be used on any team in the Go Team Up Worlds format. Each team of 4 players may have up to 1 restricted Pokemon on each team of 6. A team of 4 players may not have more than 4 restricted Pokemon among the 24 unique Pokemon, and no team of 6 Pokemon may have more than 1 restricted Pokemon. So as you see here with the traditional Go Team Up format, you do have bans. We see down at the bottom left, Azumarill and Galarian Stunfisk are barred from competition, and then we follow to the right at our restricted picks, including Medicham, Altaria, Deoxys, Cresselia, Umbreon, Mandibuzz, Bastiodon, everyone's favorite, Swampert, and Galvantula. So these trainers have to not only build their teams around these restricted picks, but also they have to decide where these Pokemon are going to be best suited amongst their teammates and what kind of cores they want to build with these key Pokemon in this tournament format. So it's a little bit more complicated than the traditional Go Team Up, but I think it's a great test of team building, a great test of structure and how you put together your teams of 6 and compete against your opponents. These matches are also best of 5, so these trainers will play several games to try to crown the winner of each round as we move through the matches. Lastly, I will mention the team dynamic is active during Go Team Up. You have double downs, which means that each round you do have a trainer that you designate as your double down. They will earn twice as many points for you with each victory, 2 points instead of 1. So that double down can make or break your team in certain formats, depending on how the rest of your teammates perform and the situation, of course.
Speedy, I have a question for you.
Go ahead, also.
Why is it that all of the most intimidating, annoying, awful Pokemon all have just some terrible smile? The Bastiodons, the Azumarills, the Togekisses of the world. It's very scary to me.
They do look really excited to pummel their opponents, don't they? Most definitely. All right, let's take a look at the Go Team Up Worlds stage. We have the group stage here with a lot of teams that you might recognize. The A, B, C, and D slots are separate pods of teams. The EU Emperors is the first name that comes to mind there. The Emperors have won 3 Go Team Ups. I mean, if collecting rings like Tom Brady, they are on their way. EU Emperors, a force in every single format, followed by the Elite Four, the Het Honchkrows, and the Rigorozones, a team from Latin America that is very powerful. We tap faster. Mazer Pogo Blue. I do have to shout out to my Mazer teammates. We were involved in the competition in the early stages. Madison Miltanks is a mainstay around the Go Team Up format, and Munchlax and Chill, a very talented team from New York. Holesome or King, we do have some other pods here. Are there any teams that stand out to you in the C and D blocks?
All these teams are pretty formidable. I've been following the Go. I showcasted a couple of the runs. I think from a couple of these teams. But obviously, Infinity Go, very strong team from Latin America. I know the Michigan League of Pokemon Battlers. I showcasted the tournament where they were on the opposing side. Obviously, all these teams are super strong. Cool Cats, obviously, gonna get a shout out, or else I'm gonna get some angry DMs from a certain individual. So, very very strong teams, and looking forward to seeing who comes out on top.
Yeah, overall, I think it's a great mix of very well-known Silph battlers and people that like to battle in some limited formats and tournaments, as well as some very popular Twitch and Go Battle League personalities as well that you see in some of the EU Emperors and Cool Cats and things like that. So, yeah, really great array of teams here.
Moving into today's bracket, we do have 4 teams. This is the semifinals. So we have 4 teams that have risen to the top, and you will see the trainers' names there on the left side of their logos. We have the Chicago Corn Dogs, which, believe it or not, has actually been active in a lot of Go Team Up tournaments. They've gone through several name changes and iterations. They've dissolved and combined with other teammates to make just the strongest creation there. And it is a entirely Chicago-based team, which I was speaking with Barnabas, the first name you see there on the list. I was talking with him earlier in the week, and he said we are very proud to have all of our trainers from the same city. Barnabas, Abhinav, Kieng Bart, and Felici. Really, really stacked team there. We moved down to Munchlax and Chill, Alpha Phoebe, a Go Stadium God tier trainer and content creator, very, very talented individual. Polymers Up, who is behind a lot of the metas that you see coming out of the Go Stadium brand, as well as responsible for helping to create the Go Team Up format. Gaston, Augustin, and Twastel, lots of Go Stadium love there on Munchlax and Chill. King, I will let you talk a little bit about the Cool Cats here, because you mentioned we do have some of our dear friends on that team as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Caleb Peng, obviously super strong battler, content creator, meta shifter. Won season 1 regionals in the Atlanta region. Obviously, the chaotic ace, super strong. Cochino Mum, very prominent battler in the community. One of the leaders, if not the leader, in the hashtag Girls That PvP. Then Aravel, my fellow Canadian, who's from from Canada, and a great, fantastic battler.
Awesome. Holesome, do you want to speak a little bit to that last team down there that we see? I don't know if you've ever heard of any of those 4 battlers.
Yeah, they're a bit unknown, flying under the radar. I would say this is definitely the underdog team, the folks that maybe you would consider the dark horse here for the Go Team Up World Championships. House Stark, Toshi, Valorash, and Arrow, also known as the Elite Four. I think that Pogo Ash in the chat put it very, very accurately. You could consider them the New York Yankees of the of the tournament here, right? Very well-known battlers and content creators. House Stark, Toshi, Valor Ash, and Arrow. You guys have seen them on Twitch. You guys have seen them for years and years now. Very high quality, high caliber, well-known battlers that have, in many cases, kind of set the pace for a lot of other folks here in some of these limited format battling championships. So I think they need no introduction.
I absolutely agree. House Stark is known as the first battler in the world to reach rank 10 back in Go Battle League Season 1. Toshi has strategies. He calls them Toshi strats, and they totally flip Silph metas on their heads. Valor Ash, my first exposure to Mason was at Orlando, where I met him in person, and he won the Orlando Mega Cup. And then Arrow, the Wonder Kid, is alive and well on the team there with the Elite Four. Some of these teams are very consistent in Go Team Up. They have placed in the top, or at least in the finals, semifinals, or final 4 in previous Go Team Ups, and they earned their spots in this tournament, and then they have emerged from the group stage to reach the semifinals here.
And one other call out here, I think that just to recognize the high caliber of the battlers that we have here, and in other tournaments and other formats, right? We have some of these individuals and some of these teams that have actually been crowned champions in some other formats as well. So we are seeing some of the best battlers here showcased here on the Go Team Up Worlds.
All right, with that, we are going to queue up our first set of battles here in the Go Team Up Worlds semifinals. Let's see some hype in the chat. Guys, let's get excited. These are some of the best trainers in the world, and this is the highest stage available for a Pokemon Go PvP team format. As you see here, the first pairing is the Corn Dogs versus Munchlax and Chill.
So, Speediest, when you were mentioning that the Corn Dogs team was disassembled and the best parts were put together to make the team, that's almost the exact same thing as a corn dog itself, right? It's a creation of many things, the best parts put together to create a fantastic creation. So I think it's really fitting that they're called the Chicago Corn Dogs.
You're exactly right. The components by themselves are great, but when they combine, they become something completely remarkable. I do agree with you.
Yeah.
Shout out to Corn Dogs and corn dog lovers everywhere. Looks like we have Abhinav is the double down here, and then we have Polymers up. As you can see, the teams are available there on the screens. We do see 2 Deoxys. Gentlemen, would you like to take a crack at breaking down these teams? Holesome, if you'd like to start us off, and then King, follow up.
Sure. Just as a reminder for everyone in chat here, guys, you do see the double down located there. What that denotes is that for every win that Abhinav will securing as a victory will count double for 2 points, whereas every victory for Polly will be counting for 1. So you guys will notice that as we go through some of these battles here. Taking a look at the teams here, right? We do see some similarities with some very common meta Pokemon with the Skarmory as well as the Deoxys defense. I think we saw a lot of a resurgence really of Deoxys defense this season in Go Battle League with some of the strengths that it has, access to things like basically a Leaf Blade clone with the Psycho Boost, albeit does have a defense or an attack drop with it. Very, very strong move that allows for some flexibility. As we know with Polly, really knows how to coordinate some of the swaps. I think he's called the Clock Master. Am I right? So we'll probably see some use out of that, out of the Deoxys. Overall, I think that there are some vulnerabilities when we take a look at these teams. The Shadow Machamp does some work versus Abhinav's team, versus the Dugong, the Shiftry, even the Muck there with it, it's hitting for neutral. It's a very one-sided matchup. So I could definitely see some play from the Machamp there. Now that said, 3 nice counters to it as well that have some good play versus the Machamp. The Skarmory, the Deoxys, as well as the Gliscor there, all have positive matchups there. So could be a pivotal matchup here.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised that this is the double down. Just because I guess it's really on the basis of the Gliscor having a really strong matchups across the board. But besides that, it's a pretty balanced matchup besides the Gliscor, so they must be really confident that they can take advantage of that imbalance, or this might have been just the best of the worst option. So that might be. The Gliscor does have a pretty strong matchup across the board and definitely has some really strong play, or they're confident in Abhinav's play against Polymers, which is always a really tough task.
Absolutely. Sometimes you look for the weak link in a team, and when you're at this stage in the Go Team Up Worlds, there are no weak links. Polymer's up, just coming off of his Season 3 ADL Championship. He is no slouch, so it's kind of like there's no good option when you pick a double down, and sometimes you have to look for those minor team advantages where you can get them and then try to maximize on your opportunities. With that, I think we are just... Oh, go ahead, Holesome.
One other comment. I don't think that there's going to be too much variation as far as movesets. I think that the 2 things that we have to look at here would be for the Stunfisk from Polly, whether or not it's running Mudshot or I believe Thundershock. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong there, if it might be Spark instead. And then the Gliscor there, right? I think we've seen some Fury Cutter in the past. I think Wing Attack is the other moveset that could prove quite effective versus the Shiftry or versus the Machamp, but would prove less effective versus the Stunfisk. So we'll have to see what these trainers end up running from a moveset perspective.
Absolutely. I think with that, if we are ready to get queued up and see these battles, chat, let's get ready. Polymers up versus Abhinav, 2 incredible battlers clashing here in the first set of the Go Team Up Worlds semifinal stage. It doesn't get bigger than this. Let's get into it.
Let's go.
All right.
All right, so this is Polly's POV immediately leading the Stunfisk. Okay,
well,
cool.
This is probably the second most ideal matchup you can get from Abhinav's side. They switch out.
So this is definitely not what you like to see if you're Polly. The hardest counter that Abhinav probably had on the team, the Skarmory coming out here. Not that these charms aren't doing some damage, But this Skarmory absolutely outpaces this Clefable quite hard and does not take any sort of, or does not hit for any sort of resisted damage. These Sky attacks will be coming through for neutral. Okay, Polly letting it go. Will be able to get to a move here.
Which is
the resisted Moonblast, okay?
Which is what Aminov probably wants. I'm not sure this. This is.
So what's the justification on the undercharge here? Is it for more farm?
They just want more farm.
On the Stunfisk, yeah.
That's exactly what they want. But honestly, the
attacking we saw there from Polly.
Yeah, the Brave Birds do add up though against the Stunfisk. So we're gonna see how this is gonna play out.
No shields used here. That's probably what we'd be expecting at this point. Polly just going to let all of this go. I think we see a Brave Bird coming from Abanov here just to give Polly less of a farm with that double defense drop there.
Mm-hmm. And honestly, might make it to another one.
Oh my. You're right. Those Brave Birds, while they are resisted, this is going to take it down to probably, well, it's just a Sky attack. Takes it probably to about 40% HP here.
Yeah.
Lots of energy, but not so healthy right now. Brings in the Gliscor here. These Thunder Shocks are single resisted due to the ground and flying typing, or rather the discharge here. Okay, doesn't do too much here.
Yeah, it's not. And honestly, we probably see a Night Slash here. Probably no shield because the Night Slash definitely wouldn't KO. They're gonna have to land 2 Night Slashes.
Right, I don't think you can farm down even from that range with these wing attacks.
He gets the boost. Oh, that's very bad. That's really, really bad.
All right, at this point, do you protect? There's no need to shield.
No need to shield. You don't need to shield. Yeah, that is very bad.
Does this change your strategy though, from a farm down perspective? If you're Polly, do you still go for it, or do you need to throw that Night Slash?
You talking about from Abanov's perspective? Oh my gosh, okay.
Oh yeah, from Abanov's perspective.
Yeah, these Night Slashes.
Boosted Night Slash coming in here. Oh no.
This is. I would probably shield the move that comes from this Deoxys, because likely it's going to be something that would KO, and you can get off a. Wow. Okay. Is he gonna try to counter down this Gliscor?
I think that's his only play.
Everything is resisted here from this from a fast move perspective for Polly's team. This is a tough situation to be in.
Okay.
Brings in his own Deoxys here to basically just shut down a lot of this damage here. Yes, these rock slides do hit for neutral. They are non-stab. They're not going to chunk too much here. He's got plenty of health. This is not a good situation here for Polly, being down 2 shields up against a 2-shielded Deoxys. Oh man.
Well, at least we see the moveset that Polymers is choosing to run Rock Slide, which is...
Hasn't revealed the Psycho Boost yet at this point, but I think that it's a pretty mainstay in the metas at this point.
There's
Absolutely.
A little bit of play here, but obviously with the 2 shields, if
I think he's going to have to catch a move on the Stunfisk if there's really any play at all, but I'm still worried about him getting farmed down just from fast moves with all these shields that Abanov still has.
Yeah, this Rock Slide is going to hurt. Oh man. Oof. Okay.
Going for the Psycho Boost here. Interesting. Does a resisted Psycho Boost hit for more than a neutral Rock Slide?
No. They're just trying to. He's gonna switch here.
Right. Just wants to go with the 35 energy move versus the 45 energy move.
Exactly.
Makes sense. Okay, does get countered down. 1 counter away. That was a pretty one-sided matchup there.
Honestly, this Gliscor, it was the imbalance between these 2 teams, and it found its most favorable matchup against the Stunfisk.
So 2 points there for Abanov, right? I think that that nice choice with the double down, right? I think Kieng was questioning it, but very, very dominant first victory there. What do you do if you're Polly here?
I wanted to ask you, gentlemen, how did you feel about that Clefable safe swap from Polymers? Do you think we see that again, or do you think he deviates from that strategy?
Yeah. Kieng, go ahead. I'll go after you.
Not too sure. I think obviously the Deoxys safe swap would have been more ideal in this particular situation because the Abanov didn't really have an answer to it. But it would have been pretty tough because if the Gliscor decided to stay in and Abanov felt comfortable taking out the Stunfisk otherwise, then it would have been a pretty difficult matchup.
Yeah, I think that the Clefable overall, 5 out of 6 of the opponents that it could potentially go against, it's a pretty good safe swap. The one really hard punish is the Skarmory, and just so happened to have that on the team. So it did not work out well for Paulie in that scenario. Though in general, I don't think that it's terrible. Overall, if I'm looking at just across the board, the most neutral matchups, I think that the Deoxys defense is probably the better safe swap, but maybe was considering holding on to it, knowing that he might be able to get a better matchup somewhere in the back.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I agree. I'd really love to see a Skarmory safe swap, maybe for game 2. Let's see what we get. Let's go ahead and roll into game 2. Polymers versus Abhinav. Abhinav has won game 1.
All right. Paulie bringing the Clefable into the Gliscor here.
Gliscor does not like Charmers since the Night Slash are resistant and a little bit squishy. Can make it to the Earthquake before getting charmed down.
Wing attack, not a high damage move. Definitely going to be building energy quickly here. No problem making it to an Earthquake here. Earthquake will hit hard. Do we see a bait here coming from Abhinav?
Yeah, because you can... okay, yeah.
Go straight for it. Okay. This is tough now. Have to switch out into the Muck. This Muck does have 2 shields. This Clefable is at a move already here. Tries to catch. Trying to catch the sludge there on the Skarmory. Interesting. Well, I think that 2 Dark Pulses is going to be very close to KOing here once these Snarls add up here. I think it's going to leave it just alive. Going to probably outpace it to a Brave Bird for sure. All right, Paulie knows that he can let this go and still get to a Brave Bird or get to a Sky Attack here. I think the goal is to just get as low as possible to deny the next Mon any sort of farm down whatsoever, and then try and throw that Sky Attack. Ooh. Wow.
Honestly, I thought he was going to throw 3 Air Slashes there, but
yeah,
4, so that was a little bit odd there. I guess the Clefable comes back in, farms down.
Definitely gets farmed down on either Mon here at this point. I think that you could probably, so it would be 4 more Snarls.
There's no way it gets
much safer to do this.
Yeah.
I think the question here is alignment. I bet the Skarmory comes out now, which is going to be unfortunate for Polymers is if it is lurking in the back. Oh, and it doesn't. It's Deoxys.
Here's the Deoxys again. Almost at 2 Meteor Mashes here. Okay, nice job getting the first one off. 1 charm away from the second Meteor Mash. I think we see a shield here from Abhinav. This definitely powerful move, non-stab. Gets to the second one here. All right, are we going to see the Psycho Boost come out, or is this a Rock Slide?
This should be a Rock Slide here. Right?
Shield's a Rock Slide, okay.
I'm actually a little... Wouldn't it have a Survivor? No. Oh, okay. It's going to go all in on... The Gliscor is pretty low, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
out of energy as well.
Enough that you can probably just go straight double Psycho Boost.
No shield.
Oh, man.
Well, maybe it has enough health here. Let's see. I guess you just get the 2 Psycho Boost.
Right here, for sure.
Yeah, unless it boosts. Like, I see Polymers
even with the boost, I think the two Psycho Boosts is going to be enough to take it out.
Yeah, I think just with the boost, it would have been...
Over farming quite a bit. Okay. Was that a CMP? I think he clicked the move.
Did he click the move?
I think he clicked the Psycho Boost. I'm not sure. We'll see right here. Nope.
Oh, the boost.
Boost after the next one.
Oh,
it does not matter. Coming in with a ton of energy here.
Oh,
doesn't switch up, but it's just going to go triple Cycle Boost here.
That's an interesting strategy. Why didn't he just go double Rock Slide?
This thing is low enough HP that it doesn't frankly matter. But I think to your point, King, I think that you have 2 Rock Slides ready to go. They're the better non-resistant move. You only have 1 shield.
Yeah, I guess it KOs anyway.
Didn't end up mattering.
Yeah, Polymers didn't end up. Yeah, this is where obviously the Clefable versus Gliscor lead was really huge for Polymers. That's the alignment that they wanted, but even lost the switch advantage and was still able to clean up that match just because the Clefable had so much energy.
Well, I think actually it was smart by Paulie not throwing a move there, getting to a position where he was able to get, I think, 2 extra charms for his Clefable, which put a lot more shield pressure on that Deoxys with 2 Meteor Mashes that he was able to build up there, Paulie. Had he thrown a move, it risked his Skarmory getting farmed down by something else. I think if
Mhm.
Gliscor came back in, he probably would have made it to another Sky Attack. But either way, really smart hits up play by Poly. And like you said, with the alignment with Clefable, not having to match up versus that Skarmory, it was able to do some work.
Absolutely. Holesome, I agree with your point earlier about Clefable having a lot of positive matchups across the board here. Abhinav probably thought he scared it off after game one, but Polymer's leading the Clefable. He really just strong-armed his way through this entire match. It didn't feel like Abhinav had a lot of play at a lot of junctures in the game, and alignment wasn't as important as we thought. So Clefable just really, really flexing its charm muscles here over Abhinav in game two. It looks like we were ready to move on to game three. Polymers has tied it up, but as you see, chat, because of the double down effect, Abhinav is still leading this matchup by 1 point.
All right, so we have three more games here, yeah?
3 more games, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, picks up a huge lead.
Yeah, these Night Slashes are going to come through pretty quick here. Yes, these Rock Slides do hit for neutral, but it is a non-stab Rock Slide that he is building to counter slower than these Night Slashes here, I believe.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Abhinav saying on the double down, but why don't we go triple down on the Gliscor lead?
I want to see
Oh, he
some
boosts again!
Jesus!
No way! Is this the 3rd game in a row he's gotten the boost?
catches the Night Slash. though.
Nice, very nice catch there.
So you will be able to get to an Earthquake here before getting charmed down. I think you just swap out to retain this positive matchup here, though. Yeah, that's what we see. Has the Dugong ready this time. Dugong's going to be able to get to a Icy Wind much faster than this Meteor Mash here. Be able to debuff this charm damage here. I don't actually know who wins this this matchup here in the Zero Shield.
I think the general rule of thumb is the more shields is better for the charmer, but you have to be careful not to catch a Icy Wind on the next Pokemon that comes in, and that might actually happen here.
Very nice patience there from Poly, being able to build up to that Moonblast. This is going to be the better of the 2 moves. Both of them hitting for neutral here, though this is going to be the higher energy, higher damage move.
No shield.
Whoa!
What?
I think he was thinking it was the that he was only going to throw the Meteor Mash, which probably would not have KO'd with the debuff. Either way, really, really nice play by Poly. They're able to go get Switch here. That energy lead proving very nice. If it was me, I think I would have probably thrown that Meteor Mash out of panic, thinking that I was going to get farmed down. But really nice patience there by Poly. Okay, gonna no shield this Night Slash here. Not gonna do too much whatsoever. These Air Slashes coming through for neutral, building up to the Brave Bird to at least threaten in here, but I think a Sky Attack would probably take him out at this point. Going to build up close to 100 energy here. Oh, very nice patience. All right, chooses to throw the Sky Attack here, very close to 100 energy. King, what are you thinking?
Honestly, this Deoxys has like two Psycho Boosts ready. Oh my gosh, Polymers.
I think you have to shield this Brave Bird at this point. He knows it.
Yeah, you definitely have to shield the Brave Bird. I think yeah.
All right, 1 Rock Slide will not KO Poly's Deoxys here. He's in a nice position here from a shield perspective. These Rock Slides, yes, is definitely going to chip. I think that at this point, Poly's not too worried about his Deoxys. I think that he sees the Skarmory as the win condition for his team. I think he's going to let all of this go, get as much chip damage as possible, and then have his 2 shielded Skarmory clean up. It's going to be a bit challenging now, though. You don't want to get countered down. This Deoxys definitely can do some work with energy. But I think that he's going to be able to probably reach 1 more Rock Slide if this opposing Deoxys goes for the farm down. Gets there, just like we said, with 1 additional counter left. This will not KO. Yes, Abhinav's going for the farm down here, but with simultaneous KO.
This guy.
The hard punish.
Got the Air Slash, which is actually really huge here, but you have to decide.
You would need 2 Night Slashes to KO plus the fast attacks. Yeah, he can just let that one go. Going for the 2 shield flex here. Oh man.
Wow.
Big 2 shield flex coming out from Poly.
Wow.
Oh man. I think the very nice play there, I guess a very pivotal play, was in the Clefable matchup there to turn switch. I think that took a game that was close to a very one-sided matchup. Clefable being able to get to that Moonblast versus that Dugong hitting for that nice stab Moonblast damage, which I'm excited to see, by the way. Altaria, I think, going to be getting access to the Moonblast in an upcoming Community Day. But that Moonblast definitely comes through, takes out the Dugong. We did not see the shield there, turned the matchup so he was able to have Skarmory up against the up against the Gliscor, and then have the Deoxys versus Deoxys, a much more positive matchup. So good game from Poly.
No, absolutely. Just that Moonblast was so critical, especially when the Clefable had virtually no health left. But Polymers knew that it was his win con and went for it.
I think that what was also very important there, just shield usage. I think that had Poly not caught that Night Slash on the Clefable, potentially may have had to use a shield in that scenario, right? So very smart play from Poly.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I just wanted to point out Poly's grit as he goes into these games. Game 1, it looked pretty desperate for him, but games 2 and 3, he's really turned it around. Somebody in chat mentioned that if the Gliscor would have boosted again on that Night Slash, it would have made that final 2-shield flex almost impossible, but Poly is really just pushing the limits here. He does not stay down for long. Let's see if he can get back up off the mat and take another win in Game 4.
All right. I want to see some Shiftry. I don't think we're going to see it, but I want to see some Shiftry.
Oh my gosh!
Very committed here. I like it. Okay, cool.
Okay.
I think he may have missed a counter there. Did you see that right at the beginning?
Yeah, it looks like they're like half a turn desync, so they end up catching up. So when you're like half a turn ahead, you have to wait for your opponent to throw first if you want to try to maintain that, but it's pretty difficult to maintain it. So
okay, so probably going to throw the Rock Slide here. There we see it. Should be one move away from getting to this second Night Slash here. Do we see Poly go for another catch? I think he's going to.
Yeah.
Maybe on the storm? Nope.
Ooh.
You survived this. For sure. It's not boosted. I think this is the first game it hasn't boosted. Brilliant. Maybe you just sack it at this point. Oh, wow.
The swap.
The switch. Interesting.
But
have we confirmed the moveset? I think we've only seen Rock Slide from Opanov's Deoxys. We don't know if it's running Thunderbolt or not.
Yeah, no,
Stay in.
I'd be surprised if it wasn't running Psycho Boost for the Stunfisk. But let's see.
Yeah. For the Stunfisk for
the shield coming out.
Okay.
This is surprising.
He's going to get countered down.
Really wants to get that extra chip. Does get an extra counter there on Abanov's side. I don't think it's going to influence anything here. It's just one additional count, one fewer counter that he's going to be taking, which in the grand scheme of things probably won't add up at all.
Yeah, makes no difference.
Okay. 2 shields here still for Abanov. I think that you have to bring in the Skarmory. I don't think there's any scenario where you can bring your Machamp in and try and farm down without having to invest that second shield. So.
Yeah, I'm really trying to figure out this Shadow Machamp lurking in the back for Polymers. His opponent has brought Gliscor and Deoxys almost
Not
every single game.
So far. Yeah, the Gliscor is not a good match.
Oh my gosh, it does have
Thunderbolt. The Thunderbolt come out.
Serious.
I don't think it's able to make it to another move. Maybe gets to the Rock Slide right here. Yep.
Oh.
Yeah. This Rock Slide will KO. I mean, you might just say, okay, I was going to say all this energy is going to be very, very critical in trying to get a shield here. You really don't have too great of a matchup there for that Gliscor versus the Machamp. Oh man, not looking good for Poly at this point here. Does Skarmory, yeah, two flying Pokemon versus a poor Shadow Machamp here. Oof.
I think King's expression says it all. This Shadow Machamp really has nowhere to go. I mean, even if you come out energy, you're not going to be able to hit back with no shields.
Yeah, if this doesn't KO, it's going to leave him at 1 HP. This is not a good... This is kind of funny. If you look at it, Poly, the 3 Pokemon that he did not want to see, basically, with his Machamp, the 3 Pokemon that Abanov has on the team here. So really had no play whatsoever. I don't really think that we can chalk this one up to just severe misplays or anything like that. This Machamp just had nowhere to go in the matchup at all. I think its best matchup there is probably the Skarmory, just with the steel typing that it can hit at least neutral with its fast attacks.
Absolutely.
But that's a tough spot to be in there. So we see another 2 points go to Abanov and the Chicago Corn Dogs there with the double down victory. The series now tied 2-2.
Wow, yeah. That was a crazy team read by Abanov.
Was that a 2-shield flex, by the way, there, King? I think
I was going to say
revenge flex.
Right.
Absolutely. Right. All these battlers are here for a reason. Abhinav returning that 2-shield flex, poetry in motion, if you will, taking that win from Polymers. We're moving into the decisive Game 5. Is that correct?
I think so. Yeah. At this point, Chicago Corn Dogs are going to take more points out of this matchup due just to the double down. Best that Munchlax and Shield can secure here will be 3 points. Either way, I think that this is a good showing here from both teams, and I don't think that there's been any sort of like bad value coming from the double down. If you're able to at least secure 2 victories, even 3, that would prove quite fortunate. So I want to see some shift reaction here. I don't think we are going to see it. I think we're going to see more Deoxys. I think we're going to see more Skarmory, and I'd be shocked if Abinov doesn't lead that Gliscor once again. But let's see what ends up happening.
Let's see how they're gonna play this out.
Oh, we get a new lead.
Oh my gosh! Okay.
And we know it has Thunderbolt at this point.
Yeah,
so
yeah. This is a favorable matchup for the
matchup for
Deoxys.
Skarmory here on Polly's end. Okay, well, seeing that, I would be shocked if Abinov is not running the Skarmory alongside this Deoxys here. Tries to catch the move there. I think you have to respect the Thunderbolt here, which would not KO, but leave it within in counter down range. Good shield. Okay, probably stays in, I would imagine, builds up some extra energy, gets to just before the charge move. I would have probably gone for the Brave Bird myself and dipped out, but we're going to see if Polly's able to secure a shield here, threatening this Brave Bird.
Yeah, it'd be very hard for Abinov not to shield. Oh my gosh! Okay. Oh my gosh! Okay.
And he gets to the move because he throws 1 extra air slash there. Okay, I think he's only at the rock slide here, if I'm not mistaken. No, he goes double Thunderbolt. Oh my gosh, gets both shields here from Polly and a desync CMP there, perhaps. Yeah, that's unfortunate for Polly.
Shield this as Abinov here? No, he does shield it.
A shield.
Oh man.
So should outpace to this 3rd Sky attack before he gets to the rock slide. I think 1 turn before. Okay, very nice patience there from Abinov. I think throws 1 or 2 extra counters just to get to the Thunderbolt, saving it for later. So this is a nice matchup here for Abinov here. Shields down, just being able to throw Night Slash after Night Slash after Night Slash. Probably 3 will KO. Does not get the boost here. These rock slides hit for neutral. I don't think there's any need to shield this non-stab rock slide. We'll see what ends up happening here.
I don't think so. But do you think the Psycho Boost will KO after this?
Yeah, I don't know if you throw Psycho Boost at this point. I don't think this Psycho Boost would end up KOing, but maybe would leave it in counter down range, but it doesn't put you in a positive.
Oh my gosh!
It wouldn't be a Abinov Gliscor if he wasn't boosting here. All right, this is it, King. Let's see if we get the shield. I think we do. Yep.
Yeah, get the shield here. And then
here's a key point.
This definitely will not KO.
This won't KO.
The debuff is such a dramatic drop off.
Here comes a combo play into the Skarm, I assume. No, it goes into
Tries
Clefable.
to charm down. Oh my!
Oh,
Very nice.
Don't tell me this.
Go through.
Don't tell me this.
Be able to probably get this Earthquake off here, or maybe it's just a Night Slash. We'll see. It's just a Night Slash.
Yeah. So
does a little bit of chip. Okay.
Yeah.
Hard swaps out, by the way, and transfers that charm over to the Dugong, which is a bit interesting. I think you probably could have just let it go down, knowing that it would have had the same amount of energy either way, and not have to give up your switch, which now doesn't allow you to combo play with that Thunderbolt that you still have stored on your Deoxys here. Able to get to the Meteor Mash here. Oh man. This will not KO, but it's going to leave this Dugong super low. Interesting. We have a 1 HP Deoxys, we have a 1 HP Gliscor here, and we have a basically 1 HP Dugong here. With energy, though, I think it does have the... Doesn't blind throw, but he's going to be able to throw.
Oh, okay.
He goes to waste. Okay, but he has the Thunderbolt.
Yeah, the Deoxys has energy, right?
Or a Rock Slide.
For sure has at least a Rock Slide.
Wait. I don't think he threw the charge move there.
I'm not sure why he didn't throw the...
I feel like you had to throw there. I feel like you had to tap your move as the only win con, right? If he brings in the Gliscor, well, then you threw your move and you die. But if he brings in that Deoxys, I don't know who wins CMP. King, you might be able to chime in there, but I would have gone with my 1 win con there, which was to throw the Sky Attack and hope it was the Deoxys.
Yeah, generally Skarmory wins CMP, but I think it is slightly...
yeah, it was a 50-50 play, right? I mean, you either it was totally 50-50. If he comes in with the Gliscor, you farm down and then you throw the move against the Deoxys. Yeah, definitely tough decision there. But Chicago Corn Dogs end up taking the 3-2 with the double down, ends up yielding 6 points for the Chicago Corn Dogs. I think that's a nice use of the double down. Munchlax getting 2 points there from Polly.
All right, chat. As we've filled up the chat and we've gotten into the stream here, I just wanted to recap quickly on the rules here in the Go Team Up format. Just as Holesome mentioned, there is a double down effect, which means that some trainers are going to receive twice as many points for the wins each round. As we saw there, even though these trainers only played 5 games total, the final score was 6 points for the Chicago Corn Dogs and only 2 points for Munchlax, because Abhinav was getting 2 points for every single victory. Now that the double down has been played out from the Corn Dog side, we're going to see the double down from the Munchlax and Chill side, and they did choose Alpha Phoebe as their double down. When you're in this team format, you want to look for the most favorable matchup that you can, and then give that trainer the double down so that they can hopefully gain you the most points and carry the team to victory.
So this double down looks a little bit clearer to me. Like Galvantula looks super strong against this entire team. Obviously, the Wigglytuff is probably its most challenging matchup. Alolan Marowak looks really strong against his team, obviously, except for the Zweilous, right? And then even the Zweilous would be difficult to bring with knowing that is a Wigglytuff on the opposing side, a Regirock with Focus Blast. So there's certainly a lot of looks like Alpha Feed does have like a more advantageous team comp advantage than what we saw in the previous round, but still worked out in the previous round. So we're going to see whether or not Alpha Feed is going to be able to maintain that advantage and come out with 3 or more wins.
King, what are you thinking of the play of the Galvantula for Alpha Phoebe? I mean, if you take a look at it here, a lot of positive matchups, I would say. It is quite frail, right? Especially in Great League. It's not a bulky Pokemon. It hits super hard and has access to Lunge and Discharge, which the majority of those will hit for at least neutral from all of these Mons. Has pretty nice matchups there versus the Jellicent. Machamp resists everything minus the Rock Slide. Versus the Cresselia, able to hit for super effective, versus the Dino there, able to hit for super effective. Not a great matchup versus the Registeel, but still able to chunk with those Volt Switches and Discharge there in a scenario with shields.
I would say Galvantula has a positive matchup.
Yeah, so I think that Galvantula overall could be a big MVP here, but it's really going to come down to where we see these.
Absolutely. I agree with Wholesome's points. I think the lack of bulk is where Galvantula really gets held back, because it can win some of these key matchups, but it can't carry you through 2 or 3 matchups unless it has significant energy advantage. Let's see if Galvantula can carry Alpha Phoebe to a double down victory over his opponent Burnibus going into the second set here of the Go Stadium semifinals, Chicago Corn Dogs and Munchlax and Chill. This is game 1.
Burnibus is an excellent battler, so we're going to see how this is going to play out. Right. Expecting
the Dino here into the Galvantula. So these Volt Switches are resisted here due to the Dragon typing, and these Dragon Breaths are absolutely chunking. Able to pace at the same rate, Body Slam versus the Lunge/Discharge. We will see the Lunge come out here, which will debuff these Dragon Breaths as well as this Body Slam here. But those Dragon Breaths are just chunking. Wow, brings in the Wiggly, okay. Oh no.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense. You want to protect the Reggie, right? So you bait it out, and this is not the worst matchup for the Wiggly, especially if like a bunch of charms get through. It becomes a really close matchup.
Here, so it's not the worst matchup, like you said. You will be able to get to a charge move here, which if you're Alpha Phoebe and you raise the shield, this game.
I personally don't think you shield here. But if you let too many charms through, then it can be a really tough. I
think he's going to go for the Fire Spin down now. Come out with the energy. Ooh, the Bone Club.
That's interesting there. I think the farm down would have made. If you're going to shield, you farm down for sure.
That's what I think as well. Yeah, he does get one additional Fire Spin here. Probably going to come out with maybe a Shadow Bone at this point. Maybe a little bit less. Might need 1 or 2 more. The thing is that there's really no good move to throw here. I mean, you either throw Bone Club or you throw a resisted Shadow Bone. All right, there it is. Going for the defense drop, maybe? Mm-hmm. I think you can actually farm down here.
Yeah, they're definitely going for the farm down.
Either move.
This does put it pretty low. His Wireless is kind of squishy in Great League, so...
I don't think that you can Volt Switch down if you're...
no, there's no way. Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's no way you can come in.
Oh! Comes in. Would be tough.
Okay, so here we go. So both of these charge moves are resisted here from this Registeel, but you're in a position now where one flash cannon does KO despite being resisted. So that's kind of going back to the bulk of the Galvantula. Even a resisted move here is going to KO and threaten this last shield, and he does shield. He needs to be able to get off a discharge to get some chip damage here against this Registeel. Are we going to see the shield come out? I think you kind of have to at this point. I don't know for sure. Yeah. So should be able, I don't know how much energy this Galv has, but I think that it's going to be able to get to one move here. And I think that you probably do some counting and try and get as much extra energy as possible for this Registeel, but I don't even know if it's going to be able to do that. It might have to throw right away here. We see 1, 2, goes right for it. No need to overfarm. We now have Wigglytuff versus this Registeel, and a little bit of some HP left on Dino here.
Yeah,
I don't know that this Registeel is going to be able to do it. Maybe.
Like a flash cannon plus a body slam will be enough.
Mm-hmm. Does he have body slam prepared already?
He has like multiple body slams.
Oh, okay, it should be no problem here at all.
It's like a
that does
it's like a whole wrestling match here, right? Body slam after body slam, right?
The only possible way that Phoebe could have secured a victory there was if his Wiggly had some additional energy, able to make it to a move, take out that Registeel, and then tank those body slams there. But the energy advantage and just outpacing that Registeel has in general was able to give Burnibus the victory.
I think honestly, Alpha Phoebe wins that game if he farms down the Wiggly. Because then he would have been able to land 2 Shadow Bones onto this wireless and put it really, really low.
Also would have provided less of a farm for since he would have taken 3 or 4 extra charms, right?
Yeah,
would have been less farm for that Dino as well.
Yeah.
I wanted to point out Burnibus's situational awareness there in the final moments of the match. He was up against the Galvantula and the Wigglytuff. We know the Wigglytuff needs 10 charms to that first charge move, and Registeel was the only thing standing between Burnibus and a loss. If he stays in with that Galvantula and takes some additional Volt Switches, there is a chance he does not reach that Flash Cannon against Wigglytuff, because even though it's resisted, the charms would chip down and do a lot of damage. So as King pointed out just before the match, Burnibus extremely talented. He was part of the Silph Invitationals as well when we were exploring the factions format, and he was one of my teammates. So I'm very proud of Burnibus for taking the game 1 there, but let's see what happens in game 2.
All right. So I think that we're going to see more Galv action here from Phoebe. We'll see where it comes in.
Sure.
Okay, leads the Regirock this time. Have not seen it so far.
This is a pretty decent matchup for the Regirock. It does outpace the Zweilous to if they go Dark Pulse versus
Lock on, crazy damage. Yeah. So I think you have to respect the charge move here. We do see the Focus Blast come out. I think that would probably one-shot, if not get very, very close. Builds to the Dark Pulse here, does not bait, goes straight for it. Yes, this will hit hard. Regirock can tank one, but these Dragon Breaths definitely add up pretty quickly. It might be safe just to go ahead and shield it up. Yep. Yeah. All right, so these lock-ons, again, are still generating a ton of energy, able to make it to another Focus Blast. If you double shield here, I think you might be in a position that you can actually farm this Regirock down.
We went for the Stone Edge Fade. Wow, really?
Tries to catch a move. And wow.
Okay.
So
here you go again.
Will we see the same thing here? Are we going to actually see the maybe 2 Bone Clubs and farm down? Man, I think the Reggie swapped out with at least a Stone Edge. What do you think, King?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I would be surprised if he didn't have a Focus Blast.
Okay, he's gonna make it to a move here. Goes with the play rough. The stab move hits for a little bit more. Both moves being resisted here. Burnibus, I think, is in a pretty good spot here. It's gonna depend on what he ends up taking that move with. Phoebe chooses not to shield here. Will come with the Bone Club. This is kind of tricky.
I like the CMP here by Phoebe, right? No chance for a charm to come through, right? Which is what would likely flip the matchup here. But this will come out. He's gonna throw right here. Oh, what?
All right.
Man.
Not in a move, so we'll get one Volt Switch advantage. Maybe that could turn out being okay, right? I think that gives him a little bit farm, but you don't have the matchup that you want now. You don't have the Focus Blast that you can throw here versus this. I
think
versus Zweilous here.
Either Focus
Blast. I know 3 times instead of Zweilous, but you guys know what I mean.
Okay, it looks like Phoebe liked a little bit there. Or he's just standing there because it looked like there was a few lock-ons that went unchecked there.
The question is that does that Regirock have a takes the
Ooh,
Combo.
does
I
that
like
Regirock
this.
have the Focus Blast ready?
yeah, he definitely shields this.
I like
think
shield
this
pressure.
Yeah, I think this match. Actually, I don't know. One lunge doesn't KO here, right?
Mm-mm.
He needs
I
to
don't think
both.
so, but I think he will get Volt Switch down. How much energy does this Wireless
Oh
have?
my gosh, that did a lot of damage. Okay,
Volt
and then this
Switch is all
eventually has another move here.
I think he's
Okay,
one away.
Or he's one away. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I thought he was one away there.
Here comes
At
the
this
combo.
point- At this point, yeah, I was gonna say I think he just swap in the. It depends if he has the Focus Blast, because Stone Edge I don't think is gonna KO. There it is.
Or this could eventually.
It was definitely had a lot of energy there.
Yeah.
Does this discharge KO? If it doesn't, I think 1 Volt Switch will. Maybe 2.
Yeah, it's even a Stone Edge
over.
here. This
This
game.
is over.
Yeah, there's no reason to switch in, just because the Regirock is pretty low. And you just throw the Stone Edge here.
Stone Edge or Focus Blast doesn't matter. This is over. Nice plays there from Alpha Phoebe. I think that maybe had one little blip that could have made it slightly less close with the Wigglytuff versus Marowak matchup, but man, that's Wireless. I just can't believe those Dragon Breath damage versus that Regirock. It was
Certainly adding up.
broken.
Yeah, certainly it was adding up. Yeah, I got the alignment that I'm wanting. The Regirock was super nice on Alpha's side. I still can't believe the Stone Edge on the second move. That was crazy, because that definitely would not have KO'd this Wireless there. That was a super risky play. Expecting the double shield was.
Let's think of that though, King. If he doesn't throw that Stone Edge, I don't think he gets to the third move, right?
There's no way.
There's no way that he gets to that last Stone Edge, and if that wasn't the case, he, may have been a different game. So very nice bait from Alpha Phoebe there.
Absolutely. Alpha Phoebe taking 2 points for Munchlax and Chill. The score as it stands is 7-4. Getting into game 3 here, Burnibus and Alpha Phoebe. Can Phoebe take another win in game 3?
All right, I think we might see something new from Burnibus here at this point. We see the Wiggly lead into the Marowak here for Alpha Phoebe.
But Alpha
We've
Phoebe's
three straight games we've seen this matchup.
He's had a lot of trouble with this Wiggly matchup. Let's see, this third time's going to be the charm. Pun intended.
King.
Okay, no charm through, which is actually very good.
Alrighty. So yeah, these Bone Clubs, very poor move, right? Is exclusive here to the Marowak and Cubones, right? But does not have stab. Is the only coverage move that it has for this Wigglytuff, unless you're going to be running the very nice hard hitting Fire Blast.
Yeah.
Do we see a shield here?
No,
we do not.
This is going to be a CMP here. Yeah. Phoebe knows that the only way he loses his matchup is he doesn't throw the bone club, doesn't let the Oh, okay.
Here we go.
Shield come out. Okay. Going for the switch. Gets to one more.
Charm
It does get the charm through there. I think that's going to determine the matchup here, because I think that this Bone Club will not KO, and he's going to need 2 more charms that I don't think 2 fire spins will. 1 charm is all he needed. Gets the switch here. How pivotal was this?
This is pretty bad, though. The Gavantulas is going to come in and farm. That is pretty bad.
Don't really have a great answer here to either way. You're in a tough position.
That is.
As
Yeah.
a friendly reminder, if you guys don't yell fast denial when you are trying to deny fast moves, it will not work. You have to yell it loud and
Absolutely. I think I saw that in a YouTube video.
okay, go straight for the lunge. That is the preferred move here. Does get the debuff before it's able to get any moves off, which is going to help it survive some of these Dragon Breaths here. At this point, Alpha Phoebe knows that a Body Slam will still probably KO, right? So going to go ahead and shield this up to get this second lunge, which will hit for super effective here. Is the lunge all the Registeel, however, very nice play from Burnibus.
But man, if there's the Regirock in the back.
Zero shield Registeel, not swapping out. Looking like he wants to get this discharge in.
I think he wants to build his move. Oh, he's
KO'd
staying. Does he have Wiggly? What? Does he have Wiggly in the back? Is that why?
Wiggly in the back would be a very high indicator that he is prepared to take out this Wireless in the back. I think the shield is really going to determine what's in the back, right? Because if he's got something that, so we see the shield.
Ooh,
He knows he needs to take it out with with this Galvantula, and then probably will insta-swap over to the Wiggly, which is what we're anticipating to take out that Zweilous. Very, very positive one-sided matchup there for Alpha Phoebe. Let's see what comes out. I'm anticipating the immediate switch.
Yeah.
Oh.
There it is, King. A very nice read.
Yeah.
We'll get to a body slam here. It will not matter, though. That will not do nearly enough damage. GG to Alpha Phoebe there. So I think we're 2-1 here at this point, Speedy, yeah?
Yeah, we absolutely are. Looks like Phoebe takes another win, gaining his team 4 points total, and suddenly that score is a lot closer than it was earlier. That's the power of the double down. These can really flip the entire matchup there. Is there anything that you gentlemen would like to see going into this next match? King, do you think there's going to be more Zweilous play? I feel like he's got to do something better to answer this Galvantula.
Yeah, but there's just no, he's using the I think the Zweilous has to come in because it's the Marowak and Galvantula play, which are the two strongest Pokemon on Alpha Phoebe side. It's just really tough for on Bourbon's side. There's a significant team comp disadvantage, but he has to find a way to win here.
If I'm Burnibus, I don't really know that I can bring anything else that's going to give me a better matchup versus that Galvantula, right? You can't really bring that Jellicent. The Machamp has some play, yes, but it's not really a positive matchup. The Cresselia is a very tough matchup as well. Really, you want to get that Wiggly aligned to it, or you want to have that Zweilous, which is what he's already running in his team. So yeah, I don't really think that Burnibus has too much opportunity to switch things up. It's really going to come down to alignment, which last game was very unfortunate with the Wiggly lined up versus the Marowak here. Let's see if he can get some fortune in favor and maybe get a more positive lead here this time.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Alpha just making the really nice read on the back line, knowing that you didn't need switch there.
Yeah.
You can just farm down with Galvantula. That's the tricky part. As soon as you shield there, you know that it's going to get farmed down.
You know it's Wiggly. Yep. That double super effective charm. Charm resisted hits hard. Double super effective charm. Do you guys remember Little Cup with the Dino versus any of those like Whimsicots? What, 3 charms? 4 charms?
It was just game over.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Absolutely. Like hitting the delete key. Here we go into game 4, Alpha Phoebe versus Burnibus. Let's see if Phoebe can keep rolling or if Burnibus can make adjustments and take some wins here.
Okay,
Right,
Wiggly.
Again. Oh, no.
Oh, God.
This is tough. Do you play it differently here, King? Do you just save your
Honestly,
shield?
yeah. I'm not really too sure here. Because is this matchup going to be any different than the last one?
Maybe he goes for just the no shield at this point and says, hey, I'm going to save my shields for my Registeel to try and take out that Galvantula this time.
Yeah.
It's not looking good, though. This is tough. I don't think that we're going to see a shield from Alpha Phoebe again. Did an extra charm go through there? I wasn't sure.
Absolutely did.
Yeah.
Did not see it. He chose not to CMP this time. So yeah, he basically got 1 free charm there.
Well, Alpha is just probably chilling here, knowing
He's chilling.
what's in the back, right? He knows exactly what's in the back, right? Like
He is chilling for sure. All right, so gonna let 1 more charm go through and throw the Bone Club. Does get that last charm through. Really, Burnibus can dictate whether or not he wants to take switch here because the charm did go through. This time chooses not to. Gonna go ahead and farm down here with maybe even the Registeel. That could be.
I think you lock on down.
These double resisted lock-ons. No.
Okay, no. Oh man.
Wireless and only gets 1 or 2 dragons.
Oh, here it comes.
This is tough now. Oh man. So here's the challenge. This Galvantula, it's going to outpace. With an even shields here, it's going to be able to take this matchup. And then what do you have left? You have your Zweilous that maybe gets a little bit of farm versus a Wigglytuff.
Okay, gotta lock on through, right? That's we gotta look on the bright side. We gotta look on the bright side for Burnibus here. Gotta lock on through. Okay, come on, let's get the
Let's
second.
just kind of talk about. I think we know where this is going, but I think it's a good job by Phoebe in having the right Pokemon for this scenario where he has the flexibility where as long as he's winning these leads, he can kind of influence how he wants to have this matchup play out, knowing that he has multiple good answers for this Registeel. And if he can just get that Marowak aligned versus that Wiggly, it sets the pace for the rest of the game. There's really no other play that Burnibus has once that matchup is decided here. Tries to catch a move, but here we go. Goodbye, Zweilous.
It was a
Gets
value
to a body slam, but I mean it's just 4 charms, chat. 4 charms. Oh man, you hate to see it if you are a fan of Burnibus and the Corn Dogs.
Wigglytuff just pressing the delete key on this wireless there. In comes a Registeel. Even if he exits this with energy, I think the Galvantula is just too much to handle.
Yeah, once again, going back to these Pokemon here with these very, very just those faces of terror.
Oh god, this Galvantula can live another move too.
It could lunge if it wants to.
Flash cannon, honestly. It's not going to get lock on down. You need 2 more lock-ons. This is it. Or sorry, 2 more Volt Switches.
Yeah. You need about 3 million lock-ons.
Well, this double down proving quite fortuitous here for Alpha Phoebe. He's now won, 3 straight matchups here and has catapulted Munchlax and Chill ahead of the Chicago Corn Dogs 8-7, I believe, at this point, with a 3-1 matchup total overall versus the Corn Dogs. If we see Burnibus take this final victory, though, that will tie things up. So staying very close here. Staying very close.
Most definitely. I think if you're Burnibus, you kind of just throw the kitchen sink at Phoebe. One thing he hasn't tried yet is to get that Machamp out into the battlefield and maybe give it some energy advantage. It can rock slide the Marowak and the Galvantula. Maybe you can punch through the Regirock and the Politoed, but you have to avoid that Wigglytuff and you expect it to come here. So I would like to see a different strategy from Burnibus. I feel like at this point, why not?
Yeah, I think honestly, like Reggie, Zweilous, Machamp. Just you don't see the Wiggly, say switch into Machamp. Beta the Wiggly, farm it down, farm it with Reggie, and then hope to sweep with Zweilous in the end. Like it seemed like that's the only reasonable strategy, and that's what Burnibus was doing earlier, trying to bait out the AWAC. Why not just try to bait out the Wiggly?
I think we're going to see another AWAC lead from Phoebe. I think that that he's going with the reverse psychology. Oh, I've done this twice and it's worked, so you're going to do something else. But no, you know that I'm going to do something else, so I'm not going to do something else.
So you know that I know that he knows that we're going to do
exactly.
the same thing. Okay.
The mind game's coming into play here.
All right, here we go. This is game 5.
Out.
Let's see how it plays out. Burnibus versus Alpha Phoebe. Game 5. Can Burnibus tie this up for the Chicago Corn Dogs?
You do this wireless.
Oh no! No!
Phoebe.
No!
This is very, very challenging for you. Once again, gets to set the pace here of the matchup. Oh, and has, I'm sure, Galvantula in the back. So 2 good matchups here. Oh
my gosh, chat. Can we get some not like this in chat going here?
And at this point,
Alpha well, for sure, Shields is play rough.
Yeah, so I think that Alpha Phoebe, as long as he secures Switch, it's over.
Yeah.
Wow, let's see. Going for the play rough here. Let's see if the shield comes up.
Yeah, there's no
way.
way.
He does shield.
Yeah, there's no way that doesn't get shielded. Alpha Phoebe's already lost like the first Wiggly.
Let's think of any possible scenarios where this can get turned around. Maybe he gets a big farm down here with the Zweilous, which yes he will, but gonna have to eat at least 1 Shadow Bone. Big farm down will bring in the Wiggly, of course. You have to swap at that point.
I think there's a little bit of play here. You farm down, you bank the move, then you go into this matchup versus the. Oh man, you have to get to a move though. You have to get to a body slam. If you eat a charm, you have to get to a body slam.
Okay.
He's gonna be short though. He's gonna be short in the body slam. Oh, which is so bad. He has to do the 1 Dragon Breath and switch.
Just to get the.
He took a charm.
He took the damage.
That's fine. The charm is not that big a deal. Then you basically just 2 shield this matchup, and then hope at the end that you can body slam the Galvantula when there's no shields up.
All right. So I think if you're Phoebe in this position, I think you no shield the first one. You got to get the damage in here though. You're not going to be doing damage with that. Yeah, there's really, I guess you're going to shield 1 eventually. So I guess shield the first one. Yeah, this might not be over.
This game is still very playable here.
Yeah, because of the shield advantage here. You can let 1 go technically here, but I think he's just going to shield them both. Keep this Reggie as healthy as possible, so he doesn't provide a scenario for that this Wigglytuff can potentially just charm it down. All right, so this one's going to land here. This does probably what, 50% King? What do you think?
Yeah. This should be enough to put into body slam range.
And this next discharge is not going to...
Oh, the combo! Here it is!
switch.
Got it. He got
What a play here by Burnibus. The switch clock comes up, able to get to this body slam here. No lunge debuff whatsoever. Takes it out. Okay, and has some residual energy here on the Registeel. Registeel almost at a move
No
here.
way.
There it is. This does not KO, but it's going to leave it so low.
Burnibus knew. He just knew that this is the only way to win.
What a play. Just walk on down at this point. Still needs about 5 charms in order to get there. It's not going to make it.
And there. Got him.
Wow. Very impressive win there.
Very, very nice play by Burnibus here. Perfectly timed in the middle of the charge move, or sorry, in the middle of the fast move, not allowing Alpha Phoebe to potentially react and throw a move. Guys, if you're trying to learn some things here from the stream, the timing for when you make those switches, it's huge. And having the luxury of a Pokemon with a 1-turn fast move basically allows you the luxury of switching out at any point. So when you're going up against a 4-turn fast move user with that Galvantula with the Volt Switch, it allows you to, if you have a banked move, just combo a play like that, like you just saw. So very, very nice play by Burnibus, and exploiting the 1-turn fast move advantage that he has over that Galvantula. Very, very high level expert gameplay.
Yeah, I think on Alpha Phebe's side, his play, I think he still had to I'm sure he could maintain composure the whole way, but he had to realize that he had to put his Marowak basically at 1 HP before throwing the move, because realizing that the energy difference was going to be the play. But obviously, when you lead a Wiggly into his Wireless and they counter switch a Wiggly into a Marowak and you have Galvantula in the back, it can be. But you got to maintain and optimize your gameplay as much as possible despite winning the lead. But fantastic showcase from both competitors.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I saw some people in chat saying top left, but in this kind of team format, you play until the very end. You fight it out to the very last moment, because every single point counts. As we saw there, Burnibus able to tie up the score with that win in the 11th hour versus Alpha Phoebe in what was otherwise a very dominant set for Phoebe. We're moving on here with a tied score, basically wiping the slate clean. These teams are all even. It looks like Keen Bart from the Chicago Corn Dogs versus Gaston Augustin, a trainer you might recognize. They're playing for Munchlax and Chill. We're seeing so many unique teams as well. Gentlemen, I can't wait to hear you break this down. King, why don't you start us off here? Is there any 1 or 2 matchups that just really stand out to you at your first look?
I think this Regirock looks pretty interesting, right? Has play against basically this entire team, except for maybe Jellicent is the only Pokemon that it doesn't hit for super effective damage against, but it can focus blast the Reggie, it can focus blast the I almost said Munchlax, but can focus blast the Vigoroth, can Stone Edge the 2 Flyers and the Ninetales, and then probably has an okay matchup against the Jellicent if it's not running Bubble. So I think it's going to be a pretty strong consideration, and the moveset on Ninetales is going to be pretty critical. We're going to see what it's going to run. Obviously, Charm has a more favorable matchup when you're going against the Lapras and the Surf Edge. But I'm curious on how these two will decide to what teams they'll bring.
So I think that the Mandibuzz on Gaston's side, I think, has some pretty good play overall, right? Versus the Surf Edge, versus the Venusaur, versus the AWAC there. Does have some weaknesses, obviously, to the Lapras there, being able to have those Ice Shards and eventually build to those Surfs, which will hit for neutral. And then Regirock, you do not want to get hit by a Stone Edge, that's for sure. But I think that even in those matchups can still hit back pretty hard with either the Foul Play or that Charge Pulse. And I could definitely see some play from Gaston's side. I'd love to see the Shadow Zapdos come out. I don't know that we'll see it for sure, but at least threatens some of those very strong counters to things that might have good play up against some of the other parts of the line. So I think it'll definitely come down to some mind games here. I think that overall for Gaston's team, I think that he has a lot of very safe Pokemon between the Vigoroth, the Mandibuzz, the Registeel in some cases. So yeah, really looking forward to seeing how he leverages that.
Absolutely. There are just a couple things I want to mention before we get into this battle. There are 4 Pokemon that are really standing out to me in terms of move sets. We do see on Keen Bart's side, he's got the Lapras. Ice Shard is the standard fast move, but Surf, Ice Beam, and Skull Bash are all possible charged attacks for that Pokemon. Then below it, we do see this Surf Edge, Brave Bird, really terrifying move. A lot of the time, you see a very balanced move set with Night Slash and Leaf Blade for coverage. And then on Gaston's side, that Jellicent Bubble is even worse news for the Regirock if it does get paired against it. And then the Ninetales does have that charm potential. Charm, or maybe Powdered Snow. Let's get right into this set here. Keen Bart is going to take on Gaston Augustin. The score is tied. Let's jump in.
Alrighty. Well, I don't know that we're going to see this Venusaur here. We go immediately into the Mandibuzz versus the Vigoroth matchup here. Vigoroth counters will...
Ooh, Air Slash.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. Which I think will be quite nice if we see a mirror matchup versus the other one here. All right. So able to get to the move here. This will be hitting for neutral. Very bulky Pokemon. Absolutely, the Vigoroth can tank this one, but it is going to take it into the yellow. So I think the 2 of these with all the Air Slash damage will end up KOing. Body Slam is a very nice move, right? It's good damage for energy and has stab here. Counters. Hitting for neutral and just a great energy generating move along with some good damage. I don't know how this one's going to play out. I don't know if he gets to the 3rd body slam before he gets to the next move.
So he just threw right away there. So this Mandibuzz should beat this Vigoroth by half a turn if they threw right away.
Yeah. I think he's at 4 counters. So yeah, I think he's 1 away from that next body slam. Can you farm down here if you're the Vigoroth though by investing the shield?
I think you certainly can, and that's probably
what we're going to see here. They didn't CMP because he was 1 counter away, but he throws right away. I think they could have gotten easily 3 or 4 more counters there without having to invest this energy. Really want to switch, I guess.
What?
Okay, this is not a good matchup if you're Vigoroth. Not going to be able to make it to this bulldoze here before you just get farmed down. Doesn't even throw the body slam for the chip damage, which is double resisted. This is a pretty nice situation here for Keen Bart. Let's see if there's a hard punish here from Gaston. There is. There's the Mandy, which, King, was that Snarl I saw there?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Snarl. Oh, this is Bubble Jellicent, which is what we were expecting.
Switch is very, very advantageous here for Gaston, for sure. Being down a shield is tough. Those stone edges, 2 of them are going to KO most likely, or get very close with the lock-on damage. Might be able to hang on with just a sliver of HP coming out of this here. Does invest the shield versus the Bubble Beam. Very nice bait Gaston here. Needed something to put him in a bigger advantage. Now can much easier survive this Stone Edge. Doesn't have to invest a shield and will still be able to get to a Shadow Ball, threatening the HP of this Regirock. Oh, look at that. Not going to be able to lock on down. Will be able to overfarm a little bit and get to a Shadow Ball here and not provide too much farm down potential here for the remaining AWAC here.
Well, I think you play the exact same. You bank this move here, then you're going to Bone Club. Oh, okay. Gonna Shadow Bone here.
I would have Bone Clubbed there, King.
Yeah.
A little bit less energy there.
Maybe he wants to.
Maybe just in case that he did a swap at the same time that he wanted to throw, but that still wouldn't make sense. Well, I guess it would have, yeah, right? Because the Shadow Bone is the preferred move to throw. You had to bank that Stone Edge, right? To threaten this Mandy here. And I think that if you're the Mandibuzz, you just hold on to the shield and to save it for that Stone Edge and win the game, frankly.
Yeah, you need all the energy you can get if you're
as Mandibuzz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you can just double up here on the. Oh, it is.
Has the Dark Pulse. Okay, and I think you can just probably snarl down at this point, bank a Dark Pulse, and take out that Regirock. Even if he has a move and you lose CMP, you still have that shield ready to go. This is looking nice for Gaston. That switch advantage proving very, very pivotal here in this matchup here. Might make it to 1 more move. And does.
Okay, nice.
I think shield this. You're going to have a move coming out of this. If you'd had a defense drop from one of these Shadow Bones, that would have absolutely turned the matchup here.
But does actually no one
Fire Spin KO is the question.
Yeah, that's that.
Snarl and Fire Spin should land at the same time. I think worst case scenario, you have a tie here.
which is what not.
I think that's what's going to happen, King. I think this is going to be a tie.
I don't think this.
Wow.
Oh no!
Does not KO. It does not KO. It does not KO.
But one more.
Still, they
Yeah,
both have
still
1
there.
HP. They're both.
What?
Wait, what?
What?
Did the snarl not go through?
Or did he forget about the Marowak?
Did this? I didn't see a snarl. They're both 3-turn moves. They should have KO'd at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. The turn interval is the same. That should have been a mutual KO, but somehow, yeah. Somebody says fast move denial in chat. I don't know if that was fast move denial. I think King is probably right. I think he forgot.
Yeah.
Then you gotta tap on your screen, guys. Gotta tap on your screen.
So,
Just
Well, guys,
tapping.
King Bart taking the victory. I think that we were all expecting Gaston to be able to get that one, but with that Dark Pulse not KOing that Regirock there, he was able to get a couple more lock-ons, which resulted in him being at literally 1 HP at the end with his Mandibuzz, and without the simultaneous fast move, King Bart takes out the Mandibuzz with the Fire Spin. Oh my gosh.
Wow. Chad, remember, if you're battling, you do not stop tapping until it says you win or good effort.
yeah,
That's
Even
what-
then,
I've definitely done that before. I definitely have done that before.
we've all done it. Let's be honest.
Wow. Well, that was a thriller of a game one, and maybe a stolen game there by Keen Bart, just really snatching that away from Gaston. That could have been a possible tie. But we move into game two here. Let's see if these battlers dial in. I will say, I think that we saw some nerves there in game one. I think some energy mismanagement, some misclicks. Things just did not look very crisp. And we know these battlers are talented, but they just seemed like maybe they were a little bit nervous, a little bit overwhelmed. This is a gigantic stage for these trainers, and they have worked very hard to get here. So I'd like to see them dial in and play more precisely in the next game.
Yeah.
I have a question. Do we think we're going to see this Venusaur at all in these matchups? I don't. I really don't. I think it's too risky to play. All right, same lead here. We know what these fast moves are from Keen Bart. Do we think that he's going to go for switch this time?
Okay. I figured off looked like it awkwardly lagged it. Okay. Well,
Yeah, it
let's
looks
see.
like the counters have been
Animations are so
staged
weird.
strangely.
Right.
Yeah, I think he has to stay in. He's got Lapras and Regirock in the back. Vigoroth is going to roll through that back line if he doesn't win here.
All right, goes with a foul play here. I think we see a no shield. We'll be able to make it to a second foul play before the third body slam. Should be, like King said, basically one. Oh, gets the air slash through there. That's pretty big now.
That's huge. But man, this if it gels in the back, it's gonna do pretty well against this back line.
All right, able to make it to the foul play. I think even here still, if you are Gaston and you're choosing to shield, you still farm down.
You have
Despite that one extra air slash, I still think you farm down here. Let's see if he goes with a different strategy this time. Just got to count these.
What?
Same strat. I don't understand, but I guess we'll see what happens. I don't understand this.
Gaston, what are you
Really shocked there. I feel like you walk out of this matchup with energy advantage. You already went down shield, sir. You're at a shield
This
disadvantage.
is tough, though. This is tough,
You
right?
gotta go Lapras here, right? You gotta go Lapras.
You gotta go Lapras. You're not gonna
Oh
walk
my
off.
gosh! Okay.
You
Well,
rock.
I guess they have to go bulldoze here, which makes sense.
So he's at, I think, 5 or 6 counters at this point. He knows he's not at the bulldoze. I think that you can't use a second shield here.
That makes sense too.
Yeah, I see why he went there. He knows that he's going to outpace to the bulldoze. I still probably throw the body slam, but if you do, I guess then that allows him to farm even more. But I want every single counter if I'm Gaston.
Comes in Mandibuzz. This is interesting to me as well.
What could be in the back there? Something that's going to be weak to this Reggie here. Maybe the
What is happening?
maybe
here?
the
Maybe
maybe
Ninetale.
either the Zapdos or the
Ninetale.
Ninetales. Yeah,
Ninetale,
exactly.
for sure.
Exactly.
And
Running the
Ninetale-
powder snow, which is absolutely resisted here by this Lapras here. These Surfs, however, are not resisted. Going to be coming through for some nice neutral damage here. Don't think we see the shield come out. We do not. All right, so I think that really you have to kind of build up to
The skull
Um,
match, right?
Oh man.
wait. Was this Psyshock or was this Dazzling Gleam? Goes for the Gleam. There it is. 9 powder snows to that Dazzling Gleam. Able to get to the Surf. This is not going to KO, but I think that you're going to have to shield this if you're going to want to get to another Dazzling Gleam.
Yeah, this is Gaston was banking 100% that Venusaur was going to come in, And it's
Just gonna ice shard down, but I think this is weather ball. I think this is weather ball, and if you're Lapras, you love to see it. There it is. Does almost no damage at all. All right, so these ice shards are going to be hitting for super effective versus that Mandibuzz, but throws immediately. Do you shield here?
This is a no-fly zone for Mandibuzz, the Lapras. Reggie Rocker just need to pummel this bird here.
Yeah, you see one too.
Oh, man.
So
2 stone edges are going to do it here. You shield the first one. Maybe this Mandibuzz knows its fate.
I like the throwing on the CMP tie here.
Mm-hmm.
Is really nice.
Knows its fate and lets it go. Keen Bart coming through with another victory here, taking the Chicago Corn Dogs up to a 10-8 advantage. Guys, let's keep in mind here that the double downs are no longer here, so that every point matters here. When you get 2 points ahead, that means that Munchlax and Chill are going to have to win these next 2 games to try and tie things up.
Absolutely. We are in the third set as well. There's one more set after this, so don't go anywhere. We're going to get into the third game here. Keen Bart really taking advantage of some misplays by Gaston, and I really feel like the Reggie Steel in the back would have been nice for him there. The Jellicent would have had more play. This, like you said, King, I think he was predicting that Venusaur that Holesome wants so badly to see. But
I want to see it, but we won't. I don't think it's going to happen. It's too risky.
It's too risky indeed. Well, let's jump into the next one here and see how Gaston responds. He is not going to stay down for long. I bet he makes some really surprising plays in game 3.
What I really want to see, Speedy, is the Zapdos. What I really want to see is the Zapdos. All right. Running the Fire Spin here is going to be resisted, obviously. Bubble is very nice to have. It's 5 bubbles to the move, whether you're running Hex or whether you're running Bubble. 5 fast moves. Gets to the Shadow Bone right at the exact same time. Wins CMP here. If you're Gaston, we did see the bait last time with the Bubble Beam. Will we see it again? Chooses to shield. No defense drop. King, call it here. Are we seeing the Shadow Ball or the Bubble Beam?
The bait, and we're gonna see Keen Bart call it. Oh,
we get the ball. Switches out. Hey, Reggie. 2.
I think
we had
that
2 bubbles there.
He need to bait out the Vigoroth. Yeah, it makes sense.
this
No
feels
bait
like
at all.
crap.
You gotta shield this if you're the Vigoroth. You know it's got the Focus Blast. This is a hard-hitting, albeit non-stab move. Chooses to let it go!
Wow. I love the fast swap there. You gain a couple inches with the lock-ons, and then you cube the Focus Blast, and Gaston was not ready for it.
He wasn't ready.
Oh, God.
Jellicent's at 4 bubbles here. Is now at 5 bubbles. The bubble does go through. Comes in with the undebuffed Stone Edge. This will not KO. This hits for about 50%. This is going to hurt. I think you have to let it go, though. Yep.
Oh.
All right. 6 bubbles, 7 bubbles. There's no way you throw the bait here. You can't throw the bait. You have to throw the Shadow Ball. You have a little bit of... Oh, he shields it.
He
All right.
shields it.
All right. So he needs 1, 2. He needs 1 more. But he gets to this move here. Oh, this is so tough. I think if I'm Jelly here, I'm shielding and trying to farm as much as possible. But he died.
No.
Undercharge here.
This is the Bubble Beam, and he's going to farm down. It is.
Yeah.
But I switch out. I think I don't allow that. All right. He should have 2 bubbles here. Bit of an advantage versus this AWAC here if he chooses to bring it back in. Okay. He's going to make it to the Shadow Ball.
Okay.
Do you go for the Bone Club? This is Shadow Ball. This is quite nice for Gaston. I would have come in with the Lapras myself. Because this will KO.
Is he making a hard read on what is in the back? It's the Ninetales.
Oh, man.
Great against the Ninetales.
Okay, that's...
Do you go Skull Bash here? 2 Surfs is more damage here, but 2 Surfs does not quite KO. I think that this Ninetales is only able to get to 1 Dazzling Gleam, however.
I'm surprised that there was no staying in and at least thinking about bubble beaming.
I think that I don't know if Keen Bart knew the energy that Jellicent had. He was going for that move. I probably would have thrown the Bone Club if it was me, just to get the chip damage that I knew I could.
They're gonna overform. Yeah, this game.
But then it does let the Jellicent. I don't know.
Yeah, really, really interesting position to be here. He's going to throw the Surf, but as Holesome said, this is not quite enough. Ninetales holds on, but doesn't get to a move.
I think could have maybe gotten to a Weather Ball, would not have gotten to a Dazzling Gleam, and is able to get to this Surf here. This resisted Surf will still KO. Keen Bart, despite having some close calls there, is able to secure this victory. Another one, 3-0 currently this set. Is that right?
That's absolutely right. 3-0 for Kienbart. I have to tell you, gentlemen, these games have been roller coasters. This is not the stable, calculated play that I'm used to. These trainers are really just kind of surprising us at every single turn.
Just
love to
throwing
see it.
haymakers and just staring each other, and theirs have been up and down. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I want to mention as well, Kienbart's team composition is really standing out to me. Even though these mistakes are being made, Kienbart is still very comfortable with these wins. He says there's more than one way to beat my opponent. He doesn't need Marowak on the Ninetales. He can do it with the Lapras. He can find ways to win, and he is just really I don't know. It's like watching two cars race, and he's hitting the sides of the track, and he's still coming out ahead.
Yeah.
I think that Gaston there, no shielding, that focus blast, that was the pivotal moment. If you no shield a Stone Edge, it puts you in a really nice position to get to that bulldoze and really threaten that Regirock. Maybe even getting the shield there. But calling that, the game was actually still pretty close. Despite getting almost to zero value out of that Vigoroth, was still a close game.
Agreed. Absolutely. Well, let's jump into game 4. Currently 3-0 for Kienbart. Let's see if Gaston can pull a couple of wins here to bring his team closer in terms of score.
Zapdos.
Ooh.
All right, nice matchup here for Kienbart. In the 2 shield, I guess that this can still kind of play out, but it chooses to switch immediately into a hard counter, running the Snarl there, but brings in the Lapras, these Ice Shards hitting for super effective back at Gaston here. This is the Dark Pulse one, right, King?
Yeah, this is the Dark Pulse one. This is the second time that we've seen Dark Pulse. Curious on how they're going to play this out. These Dark Pulses
Go for the Skull Bash here. Oh, man. I think that if you are Gaston, I would try and play for Switch here. He did not even build up to the Skull Bash. At most, this would be an Ice Beam. Has not revealed the Skull Bash, by the way. So
Exactly.
could have been an Ice Beam there.
I think he was trying to draw the shield there.
Yeah, I think so too.
You definitely can't farm down.
So this next Dark Pulse does KO. This next Surf does not KO. And I think that, well, with these Ice Shards,
I think we'll
with
see
these Ice
it.
Shards, very nice counting by Kienbart, is able to get as much extra energy as possible before making it to that Dark Pulse. Going to have a decision here from Gaston.
Oh,
So the Dark Pulse. This is huge. Kienbart now having to invest a shield here to secure the switch advantage for the AWAC versus this this Vigoroth here. And this Vigoroth now is going to be able to farm down. Will have to take a Surf, but it's going to come in with probably 4 or 5 counters to be able to more easily get to that Bulldoze versus the AWAC.
absolutely.
Oh, no,
Switches though. Gives up switch after shielding.
he's down shields, but like you pointed out, he will win CMP over the Jealous, and he is ahead on energy as well. Shadow Bone's not enough, though. Shadow Ball is fatal.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well,
Oh, now do you go Bone Club at this point? Do you just bait? Because you have to shield this next one. All right, this could be a bait. No bait whatsoever. Goes for the Shadow Ball. Now has a 2-0 shield advantage, but your Jellicent is not very healthy at all. I think if I'm in the scenario as Kienbart, I'm going to be baiting, but maybe that's the win con here. Maybe that's the win con for... Oh, man. You have to shield this. You just have to shield it. Okay, gets shield.
Oh, defense drop.
Defense drop. That's big.
Goes for the Bone Club.
Oh my gosh. That's very...
Having bubble here is very, very nice for this jelly. And survives the Bone Club and gets to the move. Wow.
Jesus.
Wow. Is this Bubble Beam? I think it is. No, he gets to the Shadow Ball. Takes out the Marowak. All right.
Here.
I think you lock on at this point just to get as much energy as possible. I think you're going to be using your Lapras as a shield. Did he have a Surf banked up here? I think he does.
No, he threw the Surf at the...
He did throw the Surf. You're right. 3.
This is where you need to know your counts. You
5,
have to anticipate the
6.
Bulldoze. You're going to throw the first Stone Edge.
All right, he's going to have to use this Lapras to catch the Bulldoze, which I believe is on 9 counters. King, can you keep me honest here?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
At least for the first one.
He's at 7. He switches out way too soon. But I think he had some residual energy, right? That Vigoroth had come in a bit earlier, did have a couple extra counters. So was right at the move. Not a bad swap. Tried to time it, but very, very nice patience there from Gaston, knowing that he needs to catch as his win con, able to get that Bulldoze off and get 2 more counters before he's able to get to that Stone Edge. Nice play by Gaston, coming in with the victory.
What do you think about that switch out, though?
you shielded in order to get switch advantage, and then you give it up by immediately switching. I think that the goal was to build an energy advantage, knowing that you build to Shadowbone in 5 turns versus that Jellicent, which builds to Shadow Ball in 5 turns as well. Because what we saw earlier was that Jellicent was so ahead on energy that it was difficult for Keen Bart's AWAC. Now that said, he still won that game, but I think that was the thinking, was to get ahead on energy. But when you're down shields, the 1, maybe 2 turn energy advantage is not going to be enough for you to win the matchup. And I think that's what we saw there.
Absolutely.
I absolutely agree. Going into this next game, if Gaston's able to pull the win here, he will bring his team within 1 point of the Chicago Corn Dogs. He's got to undo some of this damage that Keen Bart has been dishing out. Let's see how things unfold here in Game 5, and if the Corn Dogs can continue to build their lead, or if Munchlax and Chill tries to close the gap.
All right. We see the Venusaur.
This
is where you had to see it. This is the best matchup for this Venusaur. Incredible lead for Keen Bart here. Brings in the Vigoroth here, which this Venusaur has a 1 Vine Whip advantage. They should build at the exact same time there. For this one, to the Body Slam versus this versus the Frenzy Plant. I think you just switch out here if you are... Okay, he actually throws it right away. So they CMP. Are you switching into the Mandibuzz at this point, King?
I think so.
No reason to stay in, because this... okay, he's probably going to try and catch. 3, 4... Okay, so he's at the 5th. You have to shield this one now as Venusaur. I'm a bit surprised by this play. The switch clocks are now going to be very misaligned. If he does choose to go into this Mandibuzz, I would have tried to catch, probably. All right, trying to go for the second shield here. I guess that you do have a nice answer for that Jellicent if you are Keen Bart here with the Mandibuzz, so maybe that's the play. We do know that it has Bubble Beam as well, so nothing to threaten it, but chooses to switch. Okay, just going to be able to outpace that Jellicent to a move if you are the Venusaur. So I think that that's the strategy at this point, knowing that shields are down. Hey, I'm just going to keep my Venusaur, which basically one-shots with that Frenzy. Not quite, but gets it really low.
Okay, try to go for the CMP tie there. Let's see if that's going to be the case.
All right.
Do you think we see the Ninetales or the Zapdos in the back for Gaston here? That would be really bad news for the Mandibuzz.
King, I don't think that was a CMP, but I think that he just threw right away.
Yeah.
All right. I would have undercharged maybe a little bit there just to get 1 or 2 additional fast moves. Brings in the Mandibuzz. This Mandibuzz is not going to want to see Regirock shields down, that's for sure. And I think that for Keen, having the flying type fast move gives it a little bit of an advantage. Aerial Ace being such a garbage move despite being stabbed. You guys see how much damage that does. Keen Bart going to be able to get some nice value out of this Mandibuzz. Surviving this Aerial Ace and able to get off another one will bring this opposing Mandibuzz into the yellow for when the Regirock will be able to come in, which will allow it to one-shot. I don't think that you can swap out of this matchup here.
Definitely cannot.
I definitely think you don't need to force anything here. You still have that Venusaur queued up almost at the Frenzy Plant, I believe, which is going to hurt the Jellicent quite a bit. You just let the match play out how it is. You have your shield advantage. I think that Keen Bart's very comfortable in this position.
Yeah, this game's...
I think so too. You have the shield for your Venusaur just in case this Jellicent is able to build some energy. Immediately swaps to it, and it gets the immediate switch as well. Frenzy Plant coming through. This will not KO,
Can you bubble?
but it's going to do a lot.
Oh, man. It's going to do... This is going to do way too much.
Oh, yes. And I don't think that you can bubble down. I think you get Vine Whip down as well. You do. Has to throw the Bubble Beam right away. No reason to shield. You can actually lock on down at this point before it gets to another Bubble Beam. And that is going to be a GG here for Keen Bart. Just going to get probably 2 more bubbles. Gets the 3rd one in, unable to make it to the Bubble Beam. 1 Stone Edge is going to be all you need if you're Burnibus, or sorry, if you're Keen Bart. Very, very nice play on the side of the Chicago Corn Dogs. And we will not see the 10 versus 11. This is going to take us to 12-9, a commanding advantage going into, is it the final matchup here for these teams?
Absolutely. We're going into the final pairing here. It looks like the Chicago Corn Dogs have 12 points. Munchlax and Chill is at 9. So Munchlax really needs to make up some ground here. And these next couple, 3 or 4 matches are going to be very, very critical to decide if Munchlax can stay alive in this key scenario or if they will be eliminated in the Go Team Up semifinals. This is going to be really, really exciting, guys. This has been a great set as well. We've seen so many different play styles, so many different teams. There's some new flavors, some like traditional season flavor that we've seen. Registeel Lapras are joined by things like Surfetch and Stunfisk. This is a really, really fun format. It looks like we've got the teams on the screen here as well. I'll tell you what, King, if you'd like, pick one of the teams and break it down, and then Holesome, take the other, and let's talk about some advantages that we see.
Yeah, this is a pretty tricky team on both sides. Obviously, obviously Twastel, if you know him, he really loves Frostlass. Absolutely will love any meta where Frostlass is really dominant. But the Bastion obviously makes it really scary to use it along with Sableye. But obviously Frostlass as an energy advantage can be pretty scary for the Sableye. This is a pretty tricky matchup on both sides. I don't necessarily see one super safe Pokemon on Twastel's side, or on. I guess the Sableye is very safe.
That was going to be my point, King.
Yeah.
Sableye has no like truly terrible matchups, right? There's no Charmers that are going to come through and threaten it. This is the Kanto Ninetales here versus the Alolan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I'm Felici here, I think that Felici, I think that that Bastiodon looks quite nice versus at least a half of this team, right? Versus versus the Ninetales, versus the Altaria, versus the Frostlass. I mean, yes, there are some Mons that can hit back a little bit, but if you get that thing locked up versus one of those Mons, it really pivots the game in your favor quite a bit. Now, at the same time, there are some things as Basti that you really, really don't want to see, right? You don't want to see that cast form, although it's okay. You don't want to see that Melmetal, that's for sure. But if I'm trying to build a team, Basti looks really nice for something that can really turn the tide of a matchup. Sableye just seems so safe, and then you kind of have to craft your team around what might fit in well and complement those Mons. For Twastel, though, it's really gonna come down to, I think, that the who's lined up versus who. I don't think that there's anything that is just super, super, super safe. Maybe the cast form is the best bet that you have, but
you're worried about the Tropius, right?
exactly, worried about Tropius. You will have something to hit at least neutral there with the Thunderbolt, right? But it's not a good matchup for sure with access to Leaf Blade from that Tropius. Yeah, let's see how we'll have to see how this one plays out, but it's not for me. I think this is going to be tougher for the team for Munchlax and Chill than it will be for the Chicago Corn Dogs.
Yeah, no, so I definitely could see a strategy of cast form, cast form,
Venusaur,
Altaria, and then say switch Frostlass and beta the Bastion farm down with cast form. But then if they bring Ninetales and Bastion, which I would be a little bit surprised because the Melmetal would have quite a positive matchup. I definitely could see a viable play on Twastel's side too.
For Twastel, I like Venusaur. Venusaur for pretty much all the matchups has something that can at least hit for neutral or super effective. I like Melmetal with just a lot of versatility, and I like cast form. But we'll have to see how they architect it. I do want to call out, guys, if we go back to the rules, I'll let Speedy kind of reinforce this here, but there are certain Mons that you can only have once per your full set of teams, right? And we're seeing that with the Bastiodon as well as the Altaria here. So this final matchup does feature some of these otherwise banned Mons that we only get to see once per set of teams.
Absolutely. In the Go Team Up Worlds format, the Azumarill and Galarian Stunfisk are banned outright. You will not see them on any teams, but here we have the restricted picks being the Bastiodon and Altaria. Just like Holesome just mentioned, this is a real yin and yang kind of situation, right? This is the most dominant flyer, the most dominant anti-flyer, and they're just going to dance around each other here. I wanted to make one interesting point here about team composition. Part of the reason that the Bastiodon looks so strong is because Twastel lacks a counter user. You can build around typings, you can build around cores, but sometimes you need to build around fast moves as well. Charm is one of those dominant fast moves, as is counter. So he's going to have to find creative ways to hit back against this team here. But otherwise, I think this looks like a really fun setup. We might see energy management be key here, as so many neutral matchups are just a plethora of them exist across the board. So we might not see too many hard counter situations as long as the yin and yang don't line up, as we mentioned just a moment ago. So let's jump right into it. Felici versus Twastel. We are seeing from Felici's perspective. Let's get into it.
All right, Felici. All right, immediately bringing the Bastion on versus Altaria. This is the worst case scenario for Twastel. Immediately swapping out, and we see the cast form come in. All right, we do see that save swap with cast form, just like we were anticipating. But what do we have for it? Hey, it is the Tropius with access to that Leaf Blade, probably one of the best, if not best, charge moves in the game with stab. That hits hard.
Ouch.
Yeah, this is pretty bad.
You can easily tank one Thunderbolt here, which I see no reason not to throw it. Then you farm down. You're going to come out with a lot of it, or Thunder, yeah. You're going to come out with a lot of energy here. At least a Leaf Blade. Okay, if you are Twastel here, do you have a hard answer for this outside of the Altaria? Nope, you just come back in with the Altaria. You have to come back in with Altaria because otherwise you're having that Altaria versus the Basti in the back. Yeah. Oof. Aerial Ace not hitting for much, but getting a nice little decent chunk here. Able to get to 2. I don't know what Twastel can possibly answer this Basti with now.
He must have Venusaur in the back, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that we correctly predicted Felici's team here. We saw the Basti, we saw the Sableye, and then we said the Tropius just for the extra coverage of that cast form.
Okay, so there's a little bit of play here. A little bit, like if you can stall the clock, you throw the Sky Attack to take out the Sableye. There's a little bit of play here.
I think
the problem is that you
just double shield the rock slides and throw foul plays, and this is over.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking pretty desperate here for Twastel. Again, the yin and yang kind of matched up out favor here in the opening matchup.
Poor Twastel having to go up with the Altaria against this Basti. That's tough. That is very tough.
Sableye does 6 Shadow Paws for the foul play. Melmetal a little bit faster here with the Thunder Shocks.
If I'm Felici, I run this team every single time. I run it every single time. I might swap the order a little bit, but I mean, Sableye is just so nice. It can basically turn any matchup. It has at least neutral play versus everything. Yeah, I think that like you said, trying to stall the switch clock and maybe get this in the point where you can maybe catch a move on your Altaria or something. Let it go. Okay, I don't think that's a bad play. You're gonna get over your problem.
Makes sense, right?
Ooh,
yeah, you have shield for the superpower here, which there's no reason not to shield.
Maybe you did catch the move.
Like, yeah, okay. See the flamethrower go through there?
Oh my!
Oh, he held on to it.
Too good. Just too good. It's too good.
This is just, there's nothing you can do. If you're patient on Felici's side, there's nothing that Twastel can really do to influence that. You had to catch that move. And even if you do, it's still going to be really tough.
Honestly, like 99 out of 100 battlers would throw that flamethrower there.
Mm-hmm.
On that like half turn difference. Jesus.
All right. Well, that's game one.
That was game one. It looks like Twastel loses game one. Gentlemen, let's just press pause for just a second and take a look at the bigger picture here. The Munchlax and Chill really on the ropes here. Need something really miraculous to come back. They have to win the next 4 games, I believe.
Yeah.
They have to win out. And then in the event that there was a tie, this is one of the rules that's a little bit overlooked in the Go Team Up format, but it's equally as exciting. If there's a tiebreaker, it's a best of 1 sudden death match between the 2 double downs. If that were to occur, I don't know if that's going to be in the cards today, but that's just another amazing facet of this format. The best of 1s are such a thriller. And my mind just goes back to that comedy movie Dodgeball. You just say sudden death and you go. But anyways, let's get into the games again. Let's look at game 2 and see if a comeback is on the horizon here, or if Munchlax is going to lose this match.
I think if you're Twastel, like Holesome said, you just bring triple Bastion counters.
Mm-hmm.
Or you bring Melmetal, you bring Venusaur, you bring...
All right. Switches the team here for Felici. Cast form... while this isn't a terrible matchup, I feel like you know that this cast form needs to be up against this this Basti, unless you like you said, King brought some of those other counters. Let's see how this one plays out. Switch could be very important here. I think we don't see Altaria again though. As much it was the restricted pick. I don't think we see it.
Yeah.
All right, shield the weather ball. All right, Felici, what do you got here for us? I think it's going to be able to make it to this next mud bomb right as it gets to that other weather ball here.
It'll be CMP again. So I'd be surprised if Twastel threw right on CMP. But let's see. He might throw it. Okay, yeah, or no shields.
Tries to catch the move there. Did you see that? Tried to swap out to the Sableye.
Yeah.
Double shields the weather balls here. Okay, at this point, just going to counter down. Will have, I think, 3 or maybe 2 counters of a head start. Does bring the Altaria. This is where you want to see it. Immediately swaps, saves the Mud Bomb here, and brings in the Sableye. Here's what he wants to do. Wants to force out this Altaria to then bring the Bastiodon back in versus it. But I think that it's just going to stay in.
I think Twastel's gonna stay in, right?
Yeah, you have to. He knows the Bastiodon's lurking in the back there.
But maybe he's saying he's worried that there's like the Malmetals in the back.
I'm a bit intrigued by this foul play. I'm not sure that Felici is going to make it to another foul play. Let's see. Does not get there. I would have thought a return there if it was me.
Very, very costly.
You have a Mud Bomb that won't KO. I think you have to bring in the Basti, which is not great for Felici here at this point, knowing that there's probably another counter lurking in the back. But how much of a counter? We've seen the cast form go down. We know that there is the Melmetal, potentially. Will we see Venusaur?
Ooh, Venusaur.
Immediately swaps into Venusaur. There it is. Okay. Still has a shield to work with here. Going for the Stone Edge, which is a bit interesting here. I think the Flamethrower might be the move to throw, but probably just knows that there is a going to be a shield no matter what.
This Toxicroak's close to getting moved though. Right?
Jumps in, throws a Sludge Bomb.
Okay, I think this is a smart play. Because knowing that the switch is not available, able to get here without any fear of a swap out, gets to the Sludge Bomb, which you have to shield, will get Vine Whipped down at this point, which will afford this Venusaur another Frenzy Plant. Do you guys know why is Stone Edge more total damage than Flamethrower?
No, he's I don't know why he's clicking on he's clicking on the Flamethrower now.
There it is. Okay.
All right, here comes. I'm sorry, Holesome, but we might see a roasted Venusaur here. I know you've been rooting.
This is a roasted Venusaur. This is absolutely a roasted Venusaur. It's going to go down. What do you have left? Can these Dragon Breaths add up to take out this Basti? Not even close.
Oh man,
Bastiodon does not care about anything that Altaria has to offer. It says, "Screw you. I'm going to fast move you down."
Only if you had Moonblast there.
Earthquake Altaria, maybe?
Yeah, no, Moonblast Altaria. That's where it's at, right?
I mean, Superpower, Focus Blast, Earthquake. We got to give it something, right? It's just not strong enough as it is.
So that is it for the Chicago Corn Dogs. I think that 3 out of 4 of those were won by the Corn Dogs with Munchlax and Chill single 3-2 victory from Alpha Phoebe being the one. Alpha Phoebe actually getting 6 out of their 9 total points there. So smart double down. Unfortunately, the rest of the team was not able to secure the victory there for Munchlax and Chill.
Absolutely. It looks like that will be it for us. It looks like the Chicago Corn Dogs are able to walk away with the victory there against Munchlax and Chill. Very dominant, especially in that final matchup. They're really just running away with it in the end. But again, GG's to every battler involved. These teams are incredibly stacked, incredibly talented, and they've worked very, very hard to be here. So GG's to everyone involved. Looks like Chicago Corn Dogs will win that first one. Gentlemen, what an exciting set. We still have a whole nother set to go for the other 2 semifinal competitors. Do you have any thoughts? Did you have a favorite matchup? I feel like the Regirock landing Focus Blast on the Vigoroth was a really bright moment. There were a couple other matchups that were really fun to watch. Was there any that you would call your favorite?
Yeah, my favorite individual game had to be during the Alpha Phoebe matchup when Phoebe leads the Wigglytuff and into the Zweilous, and then from some great play, I think by Burnibus, is able to use energy and a banked move, using that 1-turn fast move advantage versus the 4-turn move of Alpha Phoebe to very adeptly switch in the middle of a fast move and turn a very, very tough battle back in his favor.
Yeah, absolutely. My favorite set was the first one. I think there was super precise gameplay, some tremendous play from both sides. So that certainly was my favorite, and I really like the technical gameplay. Obviously, we saw a whole range of it, from some pretty messy, chaotic gameplay to super precise ones to finding an absolute crazy win con. This was a tremendous battle from 2 incredible teams.
Absolutely. I agree completely. I think we're ready to move into the next one. Holsome, did you have a point?
Yeah, Speedy, real quick. Do we, for some of the new viewers that maybe just came in, do we want to do a quick review here for some of the rules and metas and bans and things like that?
Absolutely. I think that's a great point. So Go Team Up, in my mind, is the bright beacon of Pokemon Go PvP team tournament formats. It's the largest. It's a consistent format that you can compete in every single cycle. I'm going to read the rules real briefly here to you. Similar to previous Go Team Up tournaments, teams must build 4 teams of 6 Pokemon with a total of 24 unique. So no duplicates. No 2 teams can have the same Pokemon. Azumarill, Galarian Stunfisk, and the Go Team Up Worlds format are banned. Now, in the traditional Go Team Up stage, there are bans, but one new facet of Worlds are the restricted picks. As you see there down in the graphics on the left side, Azumarill, Galarian Stunfisk, not allowed in any degree in these matchups here in these teams, but the restricted picks are very limited to the teams that they appear on. You do see the Medicham, Altaria, Deoxys, Cresselia, Umbreon, Mandibuzz, the Bastiodon, the Swampert, and the Galvantula. As Holsome pointed out, a lot of these very powerful restricted picks are smiling. They know they're strong.
Absolutely. So yeah, last time, guys, we did see the Altaria versus the Bastiodon there. Obviously, very one-sided there. I think that we did see a little bit of play from the from those Deoxyses there as well early on. We did see the Galv. What we did not see was the Umbreon. We did not see any Swampert, I don't think, either. So maybe we'll see these here in the next set of matchups.
Absolutely. Chat, if you are interested in the Go Team Up format and you would like to compete, I encourage you to follow Go Stadium on Twitter. Follow the Twitch channel right here. You can click the follow button. It's free and it only takes a second. And then go to stadiumgaming.gg and check out the format and learn more about it.
Yeah, honestly, I think the team formats are the future, right? They're the most exciting. I've heard many people talk about like they've had the most fun doing team battles, even though they're battling people individually. The fact that your team is relying on you to win this game, there's more at stake. When you win, like when the team wins, it's like one of the biggest joys that you can have. So certainly recommend this format for any people that are interested in battling.
Absolutely. With that, I think we're ready to get into our next set of teams. We are halfway through the semifinals, and it looks like that team was able to punch its ticket to the grand finals here of Go Team Up Worlds. This pairing here will decide who their opponent will be, and then from those 2 teams, a champion will emerge. The first champion of Go Team Up Worlds looks like Cool Cats versus the Elite Four is our next pairing here. These are very, very notable teams, very popular battlers and trainers.
Oh, yeah. I'm excited to see some of these matchups here. I'm curious to see who is going to be the double down choices here. I know that for the Elite Four, we did just have Arrow coming off the 7-0 sweep from a recent tournament, so I think that a lot of people might have some faith in Arrow right now. But it looks like we have Caleb versus House Stark is our first matchups here. And what are our 2 restricted picks here, Speedy?
Absolutely. It looks like we do have that Bastiodon lurking on Caleb's side. The PvP world was turned upside down when Caleb said that Bastiodon was a very strong pick, especially in the themed GBO Cup that he was using it. He was using XL Bastiodon, believe it or not. And then on the right side, I don't know that I see actually a restricted pick there.
It's not mandatory, right? So yeah, I don't think that we had a restricted one here for House Stark. Initial impressions here, I think that we are seeing some interesting picks here with the Licky Tongue. This is one that's a little bit newer to the meta, right? I think that we may have seen some spice licky picks in the past. However, Licky Tongue now with its incredible bulk and overall stat product, very strong mon. The 1 turn lick damage does absolute work. You can see that tongue going to work there in that graphic there. Access to Power Whip, let's at least hit for neutral up against that Bastiodon, but could be very, very dominant there versus that Mew or versus that Frostlass over on Caleb's side.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think the Machamp looks pretty strong on Caleb's side. Obviously, has to be careful of the Jellicent is the biggest concern, and then Jellicent on House Stark's side. Obviously, has to be careful of the Venusaur, but does have outs even versus likely Shadow Claw, Mew, and the fellow Ghost type in Frostlass.
Yeah, I really like that Machamp, and I don't know that we've seen any action from it in any of the earlier matchups. Even in the lead, let's say it goes up against that Jellicent, which is not a favorable matchup. It's able to get to Rock Slide in 14 turns, 7 counters, which is 1 turn faster than Jellicent is able to build to the Shadow Ball in 15 turns. So it can actually get a Rock Slide off and then do a quick swap and do a bit of a dirty swap, 2-turn and potentially catch a Shadow Ball on or maybe the bait on one of its other mons as well. So I think that Machamp does have a lot of play even against some of its counters. We'll have to see what House Stark is running on the Ninetales, whether it's the Charm or the Powder Snow. Had some tough matchups, yes, versus the Skarmory versus the Ninetales, but at least it can hit back versus pretty much anything here. So I'm looking forward to seeing it in action, hopefully.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. Holesome is very familiar with that Shadow Machamp. It is part of the Holesome _ team from the Holesome _ stream. So he knows his counts. He knows his stuff. And another trainer that does is Caleb Ping. Let's see how Caleb does against House Stark. This is Caleb's perspective. We're seeing 2 extremely talented battlers, extremely competitive battlers as well, going at it. Let's jump right into it, chat. Let's not wait a second longer.
All right. Caleb coming in with the Machamp immediately with the Ninetales. Let's see this move reveal here, chat. Running the Powder Snow is able to outpace the Weather Ball versus the Rock Slide here. It is 5, but chooses to throw on 7, which is right when he gets to the Rock Slide. Nice play by House Stark, absolutely. Could technically be a Psyshock here, albeit most people choose to run the Dazzling Gleam in lieu of the Psyshock. Baits with the Cross Chop here. Did build to the Rock Slide, which would one-shot, but chooses to only only throw the Cross Chop here. All right, we do get the shield. It's going to be able to outpace to the second one. It's 5-4, 5-4 for these counts for the fast moves to get to this Weather Ball here. Caleb chooses to go ahead and double shield here in this matchup. Keep his Machamp alive and healthy.
I can see, King, you're thinking about this matchup here. What might be in the back? What would you like to see from Stark here back behind this Ninetales?
Yeah, you obviously have to cover for...
Go.
Seeing no shielding there. The Jelly coming in. Obviously, the Chelsea, it wants to cover for...
So he does that exact thing. He lets him throw 5 hexes, throws the Rock Slide here. We might see a bit of a cheeky swap here but no, chooses to stay in. House Stark very intelligently decides that, hey, I know that I can farm a lot more energy here before I have to throw this Bubble Beam or potentially Shadow Ball if he's running the Ice. So we see
reveals the Bubble Beam.
Reveal. Has the Shadow Ball ready to go here versus Caleb. This is not going to KO, but this is going to put him quite low. I don't know if Caleb's going to be able to farm down here.
No, here comes the Scrafty.
Yeah, that's what I was predicting. The Scrafty in the back.
So I think from House Stark's perspective, he was putting some Mons in there that have some nice play versus Basti, right? We saw the Scrafty, or we saw the Jelly, now we see the Scrafty. That makes a lot of sense if you're expecting a Bastiodon.
Yeah, you want to pop it here as soon as possible to try to get out of the way. But when you pop,
you get this pop here early.
You get outpaced by the
he foul plays.
Oh, interesting. Okay, well he's going to CMP tied to the Avalanche, which
Avalanche will not quite KO.
But foul play won't KO either.
Yeah,
true. And he still has Jellicent with he's in the red with the Jellicent at this point.
Farm up energy here. Oh my god.
I'm wrong. Yes.
Oh yeah, he's pushing it to the limit. Caleb almost at the double Avalanche, but I think if he has residual energy, the Bubble Beam will be enough.
Quick thank you to JT_Valor with the rate of 51. Welcome in, guys. We are here with the GO Team semifinals here. And there you have it, guys. Jellicent able to farm down the Frostlass. Game number 1 going to House Stark. Very nice play by Stark. Able to get 2 shields very quickly versus Caleb in that A9 versus Shadow Machamp lead. Able to outpace it to those moves.
Absolutely, Raiders. If you'd be so kind as to hit refresh on the browser so that Twitch knows you landed in the Go Stadium, you showed up at the perfect moment. We are watching the Go Team Up Worlds semifinals. Caleb Ping and House Stark, 2 of the greatest battlers in the world, are throwing down. And we just saw game 1 go to House Stark. And a really surprising turn of events. I felt like the Machamp was unstoppable there in the beginning, but House Stark was able to tame it and then walk away with the victory.
if you're House Stark, you're feeling very fortunate that you didn't have the Machamp versus your Scrafty. That's a pretty one-sided matchup there with the Pup, albeit hitting for neutral. You really have to ramp up to start threatening that Machamp there. And then the foul play is obviously hitting for resisted damage. I think that we're going to see some similar teams here, maybe in different orders for game number 2. I think we might see the Basti come out in one of these games, but I could see a repeat here from Caleb if I'm in this position.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Let's jump right into it. We are seeing from Caleb Pang's perspective as he takes on House Stark of the Elite Four. He's down, but he's not out. Let's get into game 2.
Caleb goes with the Venusaur once again. Ooh, and the Skarmory.
Oh, no.
See if you are Caleb.
We're gonna see probably the Frostless Safe Switch here.
Yeah. Okay, does choose to bring the Basti here.
Whoa.
Machamp,
Okay.
which, yeah, this is not great for Caleb. Well, these rock slides you don't want to take on the Jellicent. It can take one. It has some incredible bulk. We'll barely put it in the yellow here. Going to be able to, no problem, be able to tank that move and at least threaten the Shadow Ball here. If you're Caleb, you know that you do outpace. You may want to see if you can get a bait call here, but I think you just go straight Shadow Ball.
Oh, what a call.
Okay, interesting.
Huge. I think that this next rock slide does not KO, and it should be able to make it to the Shadow Ball before you get to the rock slide here. If you're Caleb, do you want to try and get a shield? Looks like that's
He beams again.
Double beams again.
It was straight.
A little bit of
lag. Caleb opting to go for the bait here.
and he gets double debuffed and then baits.
These cross chops will probably heal the Jellicent.
Just,
Is able to make it to one more almost. Chooses to throw, I think, a third bubble beam here.
this is definitely bubble. This is
And he shields again.
He's shielding again.
Oh no.
Oh, you got to get out of there.
You gotta
Let's
bait
see the bait. Let's see the bait. He can't bait. No way. You get to one move here. The cross chop, when it's too risky to not throw this here.
You have to
Oh my gosh.
right?
Oh, and he
gets the
does.
Shield. All right. At this point, you farm down.
Yeah.
All right. This is quite nice here. If you're House Stark, you're upper shield. You have switch. You have energy. Brings in the Bastiodon. Is this a bubble beam or do we see the Shadow Ball?
I think we see this Shadow Ball here.
We know that he has. We know that he has the Skarmory in the back. Obviously, he's going to keep that away from the Basti here. I think this is a second bubble beam. This double debuff Bastiodon versus whatever House Stark has in the back. I'm predicting Scrafty here if it's me.
Could be a Scrafty out.
Oh my gosh. Bubble beam's just nauseating how spammy they are.
Oh my god. Okay.
Caleb, I'm sorry. This is a one-sided matchup here. Oh, if you're a Caleb fan, you hate to see this one. These, do we throw the sludge? Do we inspire the sludge steel matchup here? No matter what, it's going to be double resisted. This is quite tough here.
Yeah.
Sky Attack KOs.
Yeah.
You've got the Basti here, which can, yes, absolutely farm this thing down.
Show us the flash cannon.
Oh, man.
Show us the flash cannon.
Oh my goodness. This is pretty well. Yeah. Yeah.
King, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think Basti also carries the flash cannon. Very few people end up running it, but it does as well.
Which is stab, surprisingly, right?
You want it for the, I think, mirror match?
KO, but he's going to be within 3 or 4 counter farm down range at this point.
Yeah.
Even 2 Stone Edges, I don't think KOs, and with the shield, there's no chance for Caleb here. Oh man,
Look at that XL Bastiodon tanking Brave Birds like nobody's business.
it's a thick boy. There's no doubt about it. Caleb recognizing defeat allows the farm down to happen here. And yeah, House Stark coming in with the second victory there. Scrafty proving very, very capable of taking out a lot of different mons here for Caleb.
Yeah, House Stark running with like relatively balanced teams and just it's coming out ahead. But Caleb bringing the Bastion, hoping that it would find a favorable matchup. Unfortunately, did not.
We haven't seen anything too fancy here as far as catches or switch outs with energy. It's been pretty straightforward. There has been some baiting and some different shield usage, but for the most part, when you're leading a Skarmory into a Venusaur, it's kind of hard to screw that one up.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Caleb didn't bring Frostless as the safe swap instead of Bastion, because I think it would have been kind of tricky for House Stark to, and there's potential lose cons there.
I'll
We
tell
got a
you what.
comment.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead,
Real
Holesome.
quick, we got a comment from Caleb in the chat here. This one was a regular Bastiodon. He did confirm. XL clearly would have beaten the Scrafty there. It wouldn't have even been close. Am I right, Kappa?
Absolutely. XL Bastion, easy claps.
That's true.
Guys, I want to point this out. In terms of Caleb's team comp, he's seen a lot of Skarmory and Jellicent from House Stark. We need to see that Mew. Let's see that Mew rev up, throw some wild charges and surfs. I'd really love to see some Mew gameplay going into this next game. We're stepping into game 3. Caleb is down 2-0 against House Stark. Let's see if he can start to make a comeback here.
All right.
Leading
Leading Bastion here versus
Oh
my God, Caleb, he's
No.
All right, immediately safe swapping to the Mew. We did see it come out here. Brings the Jellicent. This isn't so bad here. It really depends on the baits that are going to be coming in. It does build to Wild Charge in 6 Shadow Claws, which is going to be 12 turns versus 5 Hexes, which will be 15 turns. So does outpace here. Immediately throws the Shadow Ball. Good shield here. Going with the bait. I think you have to bait if you're Caleb here. You really have to find some advantage here. Otherwise, you risk getting farmed down, throwing all those Wild Charges. We get the shield. Okay. I think we can turn this. I think Caleb can do this here.
Yeah, this is a favorable matchup for Caleb, 100%.
Oh, he
I don't think
baits again.
I don't think you need to bait here. I don't think you need to bait.
But then he just throws another surf, right, and then potentially Shadow Claws down.
Oh, it worked.
Oh, it worked.
He almost got that Wild Charge off too, before it even happened. All right. He goes and shields the Bubble Beam. That's not great, but all right. Caleb's gonna win switch here.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I love the grit and patience here from House Stark, but he finally gives up switch. We're starting to see a flaw in the armor here. Here comes the Ninetales Powdered Snow. It gets to one move,
Gonna
but
make
it's
it to the Wild Charge if you don't throw. Okay, this is a lot of damage still. Non-stab Wild Charge from you still hits very, very hard. You have to commit to the farm down at this point for sure. But you know what's waiting? Oh, he's
Whoa!
out.
He swaps out here. He wants the energy advantage versus.
All right, but where does this Ninetales have to go now?
Well,
If
he's hoping just to sweep with Scrafty.
I think that's the play for sure.
Yeah, maybe the. I don't see it. I think pop foul play then counter down would have been. There's just too much. It's just too much.
It just Frenzy Plant's too good of a move.
Yeah, the move was
unless you were able to one shot that Venusaur before it gets to a move, there's really no way that I see this playing out. So Caleb's XL Basti here going to come in and farm down the.
Here comes the XL one. Last time he brought the wrong.
That's right.
Right. Now he's bringing the correct one. Clearly XL'd.
And it easily just crushes Scrafty, as we expected.
King, I think to your point, you did need to pup to begin with. Maybe that would have helped, but frankly, I think that once that Caleb had secured that switch advantage there, which he was almost able to get that Wild Charge off before that Bubble Beam, if you guys noticed. Yeah. Mew really turning the tide. Speedy, very, very nice call out for things that you wanted to see that turned a bad lead into a victory there for Caleb to bring 1 point there for the Cool Cats.
Yeah, Caleb making a really nice call, seeing that House Stark was bringing Jellicent as that like flex pick, and realizing that there's not a potential answer for it. So really, really nice play.
So here's the deal. If you are House Stark, if we're just reviewing that game,
you stay,
and the Mew comes in, you stay in.
You stay in.
You stay in.
Yeah, you stay. You stay and hope that you have a big enough advantage elsewhere with the Jellicent. Yeah, exactly. he made a quick call. But that was probably his best option. Jellicent doesn't have a positive matchup versus Bastion, but it's relatively close, and you hope that you can team it up. So, but either way, really nice safe switch by Caleb, and the double bait that's pretty. It's pretty
double bait allowed him to even take a shield advantage there. I think did he come out? He only shielded once in that jelly matchup, correct? Or did he double shield?
He had to double shield at the very.
Was there actually a need to double bait with Surf? Then I think he could have gone for maybe a single bait there.
Probably not.
He's just flexing. He's just flexing.
Well, gentlemen, for this next game, I would really like to see some adjustments from House Stark. Caleb actually revealed his move set, if you will, and he didn't bring Shadow Machamp. So I think what we might see is maybe a Lickitung or an Alolan Ninetales counter swap if that Mew comes in that safe swap position again. I'd really like to see that, maybe a little less Jellicent going forward.
Absolutely.
All right, let's jump into it.
No matter what, I think House Stark is going to have something for the Venusaur. Mew lead into Jealousy. This is quite nice for Caleb once again here, guys. Able to outpace to moves here, to moves, as Speedy so nicely put it here. He's probably going to throw right before he gets to the 5th one. No, it throws right away. Are we going to be anticipating a switch out here at this point? He can definitely stay in. These hexes he's not going to be able to farm down with hex just yet. Immediately gets the shield.
Really, though, that's a very interesting.
I think you bubble beam here.
Instead of building to 2, you're saying, King?
Yeah, he's gonna call.
What a call!
He's
Wow.
gonna call the bubble beam. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't believe that.
After you take
This
that
is
wild
another
charge debuff. Yeah.
I believe this is another bubble beam.
Yeah, it's definitely another bubble beam.
So I think that with the double debuff, this wild charge may not KO. You still throw it either way. Has the Licky this time. You can't bring in the Frost Last. The Licky has a lot of play versus Caleb's current team. But
Wild charge, man. I don't know if I throw that wild charge there, but
yeah, maybe you swap and save it for later when you know it's non-resisted. This is a bit tricky now, because having the shield advantage is huge. Let's be real. Having this shield advantage is huge because Frostlass can still very adeptly take out the jelly, right?
yeah.
But I wonder what House Stark's running in the back. That's what yet to be revealed.
I think it's gonna be
Okay. Do you shield here, or do you just let this go and then he farm down and with the Frostlass with the huge energy advantage and try and sweep? I think that's what he's going for here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
No,
man.
gets to the frenzy. Very nice play by Caleb. I thought that body slam plus the licks were going to KO before he gets to the move, but there you have it. Venusaur holding on, able to get there. Provides essentially 0 farm down here for House
There's a
Stark as well.
Scrafty.
All right. I don't think you have to catch a move here. I think that you're going to be able to pace a little bit faster than these foul plays and get to 2 foul plays, 2 avalanches before he's able to get to 2 foul. Big bait.
Really big bait there. You land a boosted foul play will be more than enough. Frostlass approaching 2 avalanches. He's got to throw here, I think.
Yeah.
He does.
It's probably hard to keep track of this energy on this Jellicent too. I don't think that House Stark's going to shield it though. I don't think so. Yeah, just lets it go and kind of resets a little bit of the energy.
Oh, but in a very favorable position right now.
Here's the deal. No longer boosted with the pup. Does the foul play still KO? I think it does.
Pup. Oh, he double baits. This is huge.
House Stark pulling out all the stops here. Is at 2 avalanches here. Does get the counter through. What's the energy count here? I don't know that he's at the foul play just yet.
But
here comes a shield.
Yeah.
Pulls the trigger too fast.
Not able to get enough energy to get to the foul play there. Caleb saying, I don't care if you're baiting. I'm going to outpace you, and I want to get to this avalanche and KO the Scrafty there. So there you have it. Caleb coming back 2-2 now.
Absolutely. Very nice. I love the Frostlass sweep there. Getting that energy leverage, you can overcome a lot of neutral matchups as long as you avoid a hard counter, something like a Bastion, which of course he didn't really need to worry about. I love the Frostlass pick from Caleb. I'm really interested to see this decisive game 5 what these battlers decide to do. Every single game counts. This is the Go Team Up World semifinals, and whoever wins this will advance to the championships. Let's get into game 5, gentlemen. Let's see what these 2 battlers have in store.
That Licky had a lot of play versus Caleb's team, but Caleb was able to line the this is not what you want to see if you're Caleb, however. Chooses to bring in a different save swap this time with the Venusaur, and he has the Skarmory ready to go, the hard punish. I don't see any way that Caleb is going to be able to win this game. It's just too one-sided with both of these Pokemon. What could House Stark possibly do to lose this game?
Well, let's think about it. He does have that Shadow Machamp in the back. He lured out the Skarmory there. If we do see a Scrafty Lickitung combination, there is still a potential.
Honestly, the Lickitung in the back is very tempting, given the fact that there was Muse in the last 2 games.
All right. This is very, very challenging. Does not throw the move. Wants to get some additional farm down here on the Basti. That makes sense. But you know what that Basti is going to come back into? A Scrafty.
If you're...
But if you're House Stark, do you build a team that is that weak to Machamp? Scrafty, Lickitung, Skarmory?
Yeah, we didn't see the Machamp, which is why he probably was hesitant to bring Lickitung the first time around.
I think we're going to see Jelly again.
If it is Jelly, there is still some play. You can make that switch out. 4 shields are still on the board as well, so you can clear the Bubble Beam debuff. You just have to call some baits. Here comes Scrafty, instant swap. Let's see what's in the back. No switch yet.
Interesting throw here because there's no shield pressure at all from this move.
Pup, okay.
It is the
There it is.
It is a
It
Licky
is a
Tongue.
Licky.
So you're saying there's a chance?
There's definitely.
Here's the deal: 2 shields. These licks are going to add up, I think, still just roughly as quick as these counters. And then, even if you get these shields here, it's such a one-sided matchup for the Scrafty versus that Basti. Basti does have a move, though. Correct me if I'm wrong. It does have that flamethrower ready to go.
And Scrafty did just dump some energy onto this Machamp to give Lickitung a helping hand matchup. But will it be enough? Here comes the second cross chop. He needs one more.
I think you shield this if you're House Stark. I don't know. I think you have to.
But then he's just going to get countered down, though. He can't shield it.
Ooh.
He has to counter down this Machamp and save the shield.
That's big.
That's
big.
the correct play.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, that's the play, King. Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely. That was 100% the correct play. Really nice. Really good no shield by Caleb here.
Wow.
All right, very nice calls by you guys with the backline for Stark there. And despite it being the Licky Tongue, House Stark looking like he's in a pretty solid position here, shielding that flamethrower. It needs 7 more smacks to get there. That's just not going to happen.
Honestly, that pop by House Stark was genius onto the Machamp.
A little bit of chip damage.
He saw the Machamp. He knew he's probably game planning that whole time, knowing that was going to be the case there. So really, really nice play.
Yeah, smart recognition there from you guys, and also from House Stark, absolutely. So there you guys have it. House Stark securing the 3-2 front victory there versus the Cool Cats. But we have 3 more matchups still ready to go here.
We absolutely do. I was really concerned there for a moment. I thought Shadow Machamp was just going to roll through, and 99 out of 100 battlers would have thrown up that shield on the Lickitung. They would have kind of, choked in the moment.
And just got countered down and
exactly.
And
I would have panic shielded knowing that I need to get some damage in, but Scrafty able to do 4 counters, enough to take it out. That was a close one. One more counter from that Machamp, he gets to a cross chop. You have to shield, and then you don't have a shield for that flamethrower.
I absolutely agree.
If you you could probably rewatch that series and break down the technical brilliance by both players. Amazing team comps. Just incredible. It was
really great.
It was really
absolutely
to watch that.
I think that House Stark's style is defined by patience and grit, and he really showed that they're consistently one of the best battlers in the world, and he proves it against Caleb Ping. Gentlemen, we already have another set on the board here. Looks like the Chaotic Ace versus Toshi, 2 trainers we know and love. But guys, I have to confess, there is one Pokemon that looks absolutely terrifying. Chaotic Ace's Abomasnow looks like it will be a force in this matchup.
Yeah, you've got some counters for it from Toshi for sure. With we're going to assume the Fire Spin coming from the AWAC, and then the Melmetal also has some really nice play with resisting all of its moves. We do see the restricted picks from Chaotic Ace with the Deoxys Defense, and then Toshi with the Altaria. But to Speedy's point, that Tropius, that Altaria, really threatened there by that Abomasnow, not to mention the Whiscash and the Poly there as well. Not Polymers, this is the Polytoad that are. You like that one, King? I was trying to work in some puns.
So some people call it Polygod, if you will.
True. And guys, we have really seen a lot of new play here from Poly with the new moveset update, maybe 2 months ago, from the acquisition of Weather Ball, and with Mudshot, it just builds it so fast. A really powerful move in 8 turns, right? It can be very dominant. And if we look back at that Poly that Toshi has, it has some good play versus a lot of that team, right? The Diggersby, the Skarmory, the AWAC there. I could definitely see it getting some use.
Yeah, I think on Toshi's side, the AWAC Altaria provides almost the perfect core against this team. Obviously, there's a little bit of counterplay depending on what moveset the Deoxys has, the moveset that the Polytoad has, but that core seems really strong. And then just pair it with third or even a double flyer strategy is all of it's pretty interesting. So
for me, Diggersby seems like a liability. I don't know what it really just of these matchups just dominates.
Marowak.
Marowak?
Yeah.
Yeah, Marowak is the strongest one, and obviously you don't want to get hit by an earthquake if you're Melmetal, but you take super effective damage from superpower. I don't know that we're going to see the Diggersby here.
We're gonna see Hyper Beam. Don't worry, Wholesome.
Hyper Beam, Earthquake, Diggersby is the moveset I want to see. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Well, chat, without further ado, let's get right into it. We're looking at Chaotic Ace's perspective. He's a member of the Cool Cats, currently down 2-3 in the overall score. So let's see if Chaotic Ace can try to bring the team back and notch some wins here. Politoed into Melmetal. This is a good place to see the frog.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What do you?
Alrighty, so these mud shots are hitting for super effective, but it is just such a low damage move that it's not really adding up too much there. Really hard to ever farm down. Able to throw this likely rock slide before he gets to an earthquake.
Ooh, I like this play. Here comes the
probably
swap.
going to dip right on out here.
Yep.
Yes, indeed. Brings in his own poly. Here is where shields come into it. Do you bait with the weather ball? Do you go straight for the earthquake? Chaotic Ace says, I'm going for the earthquake. This is going to hit for a ton if it lands.
Oh,
Really nice shield there. Okay. Brings in the Skarmory, which, when you think about this, these weather balls that he now has 2 of from Toshi are going to hit hard.
I guess you keep Skarm away from Melmetal, right?
Yeah, maybe he's predicting the Altaria in the back.
Mm.
Right? Because, but the thing is, like, you might not be able to control the switch here.
I think you let this go if you're Toshi and just throw another weather ball, knowing that this is not going to quite KO. Decides to 2 shield, now down 2 shields to 0. Interesting play here, wanting to keep this healthy, knowing that he can build energy and build moves so quickly. Already has another 2 weather balls here, which will threaten a shield here. Should Chaotic Ace want to keep switch here, could have even farmed a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ooh, the shield comes up. Okay.
I
think he's going to get to another before he gets to this sky attack, though. A little bit of lag there. We do see Toshi get to another one, and the double shield coming out from Chaotic Ace. Really wants to win switch advantage here. Willing to invest 2 shields to get to the sky attack here. Chooses to over farm for some reason. Not sure on that one, but either way,
to over farm against a Politoed.
I'm way too scared. I am not willing to over farm. I'm getting that move out and securing that switch here for myself.
Big farm down
with these Thunder
Toshi, because now he can just superpower the Politoed again
and swap out. Unless
not in a good spot here is Chaotic Ace. You can't bring in the Obama Snow.
Exactly.
Superpower. If it doesn't KO, it's going to leave it at 1 HP.
If he swaps into Altaria, there's a risk of feeding that Abomasnow too much energy. Let's see what he has in the back.
Well,
it is Altaria.
Yeah, he made the right call.
All right. This is huge, though. This is huge. You have to over farm a little bit here.
Yeah, this is really nice call by Chaotic Ace, predicting the Altaria in the back.
All right. That does KO. Going to be able to probably get to a weather ball here. Needs to get to the energy ball, though.
This is kind of.
Are we going to see the superpower? I think you have to throw a rock slide here just for safety purposes, knowing that poly could potentially be in a move. Got to throw the weather ball.
Thundershock down.
The energy ball. Oh, man. If you get a defense drop here, is there any way that a weather ball is going to take out the...
This is about 25%, 30%. Oh,
yeah,
my God, I did way more. Jesus.
He doesn't have the energy. Thundershock down.
Oh,
wow.
Does he have the move?
Oh!
Get there. Oh, man. What a game. What a game indeed.
Really? Okay.
That poly was so close. I never thought I'd say this, but the Thunder Shock non-stab from Toshi's Melmetal did some work versus that Politoed and Skarmory.
It's really nice there. But unfortunately, not having a move bank before switching was ended up being really
You
fun.
had to get to the move before switching, you're right. But if at the same time, could you have over-farmed any more in that scenario? Or did you just have to immediately swap?
Yeah, that's true.
It's tough.
A really difficult position. We've actually teased Toshi before because he went on ADL and he said, well, you just need to Thundershock down here. And we laughed. We said, Toshi, nobody can Thundershock something down. And he just Thundershock down the Abomasnow and the Politoed. Toshi, we take it all back. You were right. Let's see if we get into the next game here of the Chaotic Ace versus Toshi. I like the lines that Toshi's bringing. I think he gives himself a good chance here to win. Let's see if he can keep it going.
Alrighty, guys. Politoed lead again into the Marowak. You love to see this if you're Chaotic Ace. Quite the lead here. Alrighty. Swaps out immediately into the Altaria. You've got an answer for it.
Ooh.
You've really got two, but this is the
Ooh.
much better answer here.
Yeah.
I think you go straight Weather Ball immediately. Does get to the Sky Attack, which is going to force the shield here. Either way, I think this Altaria holds on, even with the Weather Ball, to get to a Sky Attack, so it's pretty much inevitable. I think Chaotic Ace knows that and just wants to farm this thing down.
Ooh, he held his energy there. Nice.
I think he could have gotten two more.
I agree.
Two more fast attacks there, two more Powder Snows.
Mm-hmm.
You wanted less energy, less health for this AWAC to farm down as well.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing. He gets
Trying
an
for the
energy ball
defense
regardless.
drop.
He gets there regardless. I think it's okay to invest one shield to keep this really, really one-sided matchup here for this poly. Yes, Shadow Bones will hit quite hard. So this is going to be, what, 3 fire spins that he's at? Needs 2 more for the Shadow Bone.
Yeah.
He's going to be able to outpace to the Weather Ball. All right, he just got that 5th fire spin through, goes through. He's now with the Shadow Bone. Energy has not registered yet. Going to be able to get this shield here. Gotta shield this if you were the AWAC. All right, does get a mud shot through there. Interesting. So he needs 5 more. Shadowbone doesn't KO here, but goes ahead and shields it up anyway. Does not get the defense drop.
Oh, man.
And the Tropius and has the Skarmory. Hard counter through and through, as FP Sticks would say. Hard counter city here for matchup number 2.
So, gentlemen, let's talk about this line a little bit. We did see that Marowak lead with double flyers in the back, trying to lure out the Abomasnow. And we've seen in game 1 with the Melmetal lead, game 2 with the Marowak lead. Toshi is very, very concerned about the Abomasnow, but the safe swap Abomasnow, I don't think he was prepared for.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
There's no play here. There's just nothing. That leaf blade, like I said, the best move in the game, basically. It tickles Skarmory.
Gonna throw the Sky Attack here, trying to put him out of his... Yeah, no bubbles. Trying to put him out of his misery here with a little extra farm.
Yeah, that's basically the perfect team read. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't have hard countered more if you tried, if you're Chaotic Ace.
A lot of this comes from practice with your teammates. Going to throw the Brave Bird. If this goes unshielded, it will KO. I was talking with...
But it doesn't matter.
I was talking with House Stark earlier in the week. He said that the Elite Four like to play their opponent's teams and practice and simulate certain situations. I'm sure a lot of teams do that, but that's just another fun facet of the Go Team Up format.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I think that Poly probably could have even no-shielded that first Shadow Bone without too much effort and still secured this victory without a problem. This Weather Ball, despite being resisted, is still plenty enough to KO. It could have easily eaten that Shadow Bone. This was such a dominant matchup. He didn't even need to invest shields. Maybe could have even 2 shield flexed. But then again, right, you had to invest that 1 shield to retain that swap in the Abomasnow versus Altaria matchup. Really nice play by Chaotic Ace, but I don't think that they get much easier than those victories there.
I agree. As King said, just a beautiful team read there. I don't think you can read it much better than that. That was a pretty clear win there for the Chaotic Ace. Now Cool Cats at 3 points, Elite Four at 4 points. Let's get into the next matchup and see what new interesting things are going to happen.
Let's see if Toshi can buy a lead.
All right, Deoxys into Altaria.
Okay.
Let's see the moveset here on Chaotic Ace. Hopeful that he has the Rock Slide, and he does, which is going to be the super effective move versus this Altaria here. Just going to go straight Rock Slide here. This kind of comes down to who shields win. Pretty neutral matchup overall. I think that Deoxys does win when it has Rock Slide in the zeros, yes?
That's correct, yeah.
I believe it does. Altaria, if it continues to push through the 2 shields, it will achieve victory over the Deoxys here.
I think a smart shield here wants to keep the Deoxys healthy, doesn't want to provide a scenario where even with shields moving forward that he would get farmed down here. So kind of this Altaria setting the pace here as far as the shield usage. Chaotic Ace choosing to shield first. Gonna threaten a shield here for sure. Let's see if Toshi decides to shield it up. Chooses to, okay. Gonna be able to get to the Sky Attack before the 3rd Rock Slide. Let's see what Chaotic Ace wants to do here. I think that Chaotic Ace may know that you lose the 2 shield, so may as well not get into an even worse position here. Just get to the cycle. Nice play.
Really huge here.
But do you want...
Altaria might leave it at 1 HP here. Let's see.
I was going to say, do you want to preserve some HP? Oh, he gets the shield, which is great.
He does.
Now he farms down, right?
Nice play there from Chaotic Ace, knowing that he loses the 2 shield, choosing to instead try and win the 1 shield and force that last shield and getting a farm down from Abomasnow. This is huge. Will we see Toshi's AWAC come in? No, it's the Melmetal. This is not good for the Abomasnow. We'll throw this energy ball here. I think that we're going to have to see this Politoed do some work, which still gets threatened by this Melmetal. This isn't looking great for Chaotic Ace, but it's going to depend on what's in the back here for Toshi.
Honestly, those energy balls just... Oh my gosh, he just throws a move into the Politoed.
Resisted energy ball doing 50% King? Yeah.
Those superpower.
I think he's going to superpower and dip just to get the chip damage.
What?
Oh, here comes the Earthquake. Shields are down for
KO,
Toshi.
I don't think this quite KOs.
Oh my
Going
gosh.
there, Sting.
If he had Tropius in the back, maybe this could have been a little different here. But
this game is over.
Yeah,
I really feel like
over.
Chaotic Ace is in the driver's seat. Does not even shield the weather ball. Doesn't bother throwing up the shield there.
Chaotic Ace is in the driver's seat in both lanes on the highway, barricading Toshi from victory. Like, this is, like,
we're gonna see probably another energy ball put in some work against Melmetal. One more move from Toshi. The Toad gets one more shot.
Big weather ball coming out.
Big weather ball.
There's a lot of damage still, let's be real. But we now have this incredibly
my god,
hard-hitting energy ball resisted versus the Melmetal. It doesn't matter. Melmetal going down. See you later.
Honestly,
sayonara.
This is my most favorite Pokemon in Great League. That's it's disgusting. That is
wow. Shadow Abomasnow, I think in Great League at least, is the better Abomasnow. Wins 2 shields versus so many things that the normal one doesn't even pick up, like versus G-Fisk, for instance. So really, really powerful mon for sure. Got to keep it away from fire, but if you do, it's a very nice pick.
Absolutely. I think one of the best parts about it is that not a lot of Pokemon resist ice or grass type attacks, so you can hit a lot of things for neutral, and that high attack stat combined with the shadow damage bonus is going to be really, really powerful here. The teams are now tied up, Chaotic Ace and Toshi, going into this next game. 4 points for each team. Let's see if Toshi puts on his Toshi robe and he gets serious here and notches a win against Chaotic Ace.
All right, Chaotic Ace, what do you have? You got the Skarmory into the Melmetal here. All right, this is I don't really know who wins this one, to be honest. I know this is probably advantageous for the Melmetal, but Brave Bird still hits hard. All right, here we go. We know that we have access to the Rock Slide here, which Marowak, I think, can actually take 2 Rock Slides unshielded.
Yeah, we saw that during the... What was it? Was that during the...
Well, doesn't look like that he's going to take 2 Rock Slides unshielded here.
Maybe not a shiny one.
Not the shiny one. Don't forget, IVs matter.
This Deoxys can live this Shadow Bone, though. We'll be able to get off the move. Yeah, easily live it.
As we've seen with the moveset updates, Rock Slide getting a nerf, Shadow Bone getting a nerf. This is not as cutthroat of a matchup as it used to be in the past. A lot more neutral, which does provide for more exciting matchups, I think.
So we get the shield there on the Marowak. Probably going to be able to farm down before he gets to this Psycho Boost. Oh, so close there. That Psycho Boost likely would have KO'd. That could have been huge. All right. If you're Chaotic Ace here, you know you don't want to have that Skarmory lined up versus that Melmetal, but it's proving inevitable here. It looks like that we're probably going to see from Toshi something else come in versus his Poly. Perhaps we see a Tropius? We'll have to find out.
He seems to be favored.
Maybe Altaria could absolutely happen.
Ooh, gets another one.
Another move here. This is tough. If you know shield this and this is a Shadow Bone, this is going to leave you very, very low. Yeah, into the red here at this point. Did not CMP. Going to get a little bit more energy to probably threaten that Melmetal with a move. Can you make it to Earthquake before this? If he brings in Melmetal,
I was going to say, honestly, just Thundershock down.
Yeah.
But
ooh, here comes
there
the
it is.
bird.
Call King. You have nowhere to go if you are Poly here. You just got to get a little bit of chip damage. This is resisted due to the dragon typing from the Altaria.
Yeah.
Easily going to do maybe just 10%. Yeah. Easy no shield there.
It makes sense to bring it makes sense to bring Altaria because it does have the better matchup against the Skarm as well.
Without access to that Blizzard, Polly has nowhere to go there. Just going to see some rock slides come through here. Superpower technically going to be the harder hitting of the move, both hitting for neutral, but no reason to throw that now and expose yourself to getting hit by one of these charge moves. Don't want to drop your defense. Just goes ahead, shields up the second rock slide here, building up to a lot of energy, Chaotic Aces. This was the Sky Attack King, right?
I have no idea what was clicked on, but we'll find out. Sometimes when I'm clicking on, I don't even know what I'm clicked on.
It was the Sky Attack. Okay. Building to this Brave Bird. Will he get to another rock slide? Throws the Sky Attack one move short of the Brave Bird here. At this point, I think no shields for Toshi.
Yeah, for sure.
Man, I probably would have gone to the Brave Bird if that was me.
I just don't see it.
Going for 2 Sky Attacks, I guess.
Yeah.
What do you do? You've got a full health Altaria here.
Yeah.
I would have gone for the Brave Bird just to maybe reset and reset.
You see Polito just fall back into the ball as it came out.
A very
was like, nope.
A very quick showing from Polito there. Out of the ball, back into the ball.
Yeah.
Yep. Little cameo there from Polito at the very end.
All right. Toshi with a pretty one-sided matchup there. Yeah.
Right. I have to go back into the water.
Not a lot of play for Chaotic Ace on that one. Toshi had the matchups through and through there.
Absolutely. So we did not see the Abomasnow that time, right? From Chaotic Ace.
We did not. We have not seen the Whiscash. We have not seen the Diggersby. But I think we've seen everything else come out here from these battlers.
Absolutely. Going to this next game, it looks like if the Cool Cats win, they will again tie up the score. This is game 5 between the Chaotic Ace, and Toshi. Let's see what you got, Chaotic Ace. Let's jump into game 5.
Okay. All right. Choose to play the Poly. Oh, we know it has Earthquake too. This is terrible for Chaotic Ace. Choosing to stay in for now. Interesting play.
Okay.
Built to the move. That's smart.
Okay. Hiding the Abomasnow.
If the Altaria wants to stay in, it can easily win that matchup.
Why would he stay in so long?
Yeah.
Why would he stay in so long?
Wants to also have a move, maybe predicting a counter that it can have a move ready to go for.
Honestly, this matchup gets really close.
This is what he got, maybe 6-7 air slashes off there.
Like a Brave Bird basically KOs here.
From this range, it basically does.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, and he goes for it too.
This is huge though, because he can eat this rock slide and then throw the Brave Bird and get the shield here and potentially turn this matchup around in his favor.
Toshi needs to shield here.
Okay.
Let's see what you decide to do, Toshi. As Holesome said, Brave Bird might be enough.
Oh my!
Oh, it's not quite enough.
Let it go, but he has the move. All right, I think if you're Chaotic Ace, you have to shield this.
If you shield, you take switch.
Let's go.
He must be opting for energy, but
he's gonna come in with Abomasnow. He's predicting that there's a.
What are we gonna see in the back? This is big.
Gosh.
This is big.
Oh man, we saw how much Weather Ball did earlier. This is a game of baits. He's going straight for the Weather Ball after building up over the Energy Ball. If Toshi shields here, it's going to put him behind.
Shield this. There's no way.
I am feeling tense here. Gets the shield. I think you're going to have to use that Poly to sack at some point. But I don't know.
Now remember,
we don't know what this Poly has, do we?
We have no idea what it has.
Okay,
Toshi did build a Sky Attack.
He does have Sky Attack. We absolutely know he has Sky Attack. I am double shielding here if I'm Toshi, but this is so scary.
You have to double shield here.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you got to catch the Blizzard.
Okay.
He has a Sky Attack. We know
no shield.
You have to no shield.
No shield.
After Blizzard here.
So I think that he has Earthquake.
Okay, throw the second Weather Ball then. Throw the second Weather Ball.
Come on, Tosh.
Big. Shields this one up. Knows that he wins CMP. I think he's going to swap to Poly immediately here, just to try and catch a Sky Attack.
Combo play! Here comes the Sky Attack.
You had to catch the Sky Attack. I would have swapped to Poly there.
But
either
way, if he catches on Poly, he just builds up to another Sky Attack, right?
True.
That's true. Then it comes down to CMP,
Big
right?
Blizzard coming through here.
I have no idea. Okay. You have no idea if Toshi has enough dust to double move his shadow. The shadow's 20% more expensive, right?
That's true.
Yeah. Tough matchup tough matchup for Chaotic Ace there. I think the play personally was to get the shield, turn that so that you have Obama Snow. You would have obviously had to invest the second shield versus that Altaria as the Obama Snow. It would have been really challenging because then you have Poly up versus Poly and an O2 shield deficit, right? So it's not like it's just a clear-cut victory winning switch there, but I think that it would have been potentially more advantageous there.
Wow.
All right.
Wow. Sometimes when you get into these matchups and you feel like you're driving at 100 miles an hour and you have to perform surgery, and you have to know when to shield, when the baits are coming, when the swap is going to come. Like you gentlemen said, I think the swap out to Polytoad might have kept him alive a little while longer. But as King said, then you just build up to another Sky Attack. We were concerned. Toshi built up a lot of energy against the Skarmory. He put himself at a disadvantage. But the Melmetal coming in there and then taking Switch was really critical. I think if he shields the Skarm, takes down the Melmetal, that matchup might be different.
Yeah, he did have a Sky Attack bank, so he basically paying down two shields basically with the Abomasnow, which is pretty tough. But okay, so we have the double down now.
Yeah,
All
let's
right,
get into it.
Have the double down for Cochinamum. We see the restricted Altaria there versus the restricted Galvantula from Valor Ash. Cool Cats need to come back here. They need Cochinamum to get some serious points here from this double down.
Absolutely, gentlemen. Looking at these teams, we do see the faithful Toxicroak on Cochinamum's side. It wouldn't be a Cochinamum team without the Croak. She also has the Sableye, and then the Charm weakness is very prevalent there with the Altaria Sableye Toxicroak combination, but she does protect it with the Melmetal and then Talonflame, Whiscash, a fantastic safe swap. But I'm going to let you gentlemen dissect Valor Ash's team, especially that Pokemon in the bottom right corner. What is going on with that?
Oh man, he either needs to bring Crustle because the Altaria looks super strong.
Juicy.
On Cochinamum side. It's like very strong. So he has to bring Crustle or he has to dance around taking down this Altaria.
So I think Sableye, once again, I mean, it's already known as one of the best safe swaps in the game, right? Just with very, very nice typing. There's really only one hard counter that I see to this, and that's being the Zweilous here, resisting those Shadow Claws, resisting the foul plays, and you really have to land a return on it with those Dragon Breaths quickly adding up. Now that said, on Valor Ash's side here, I think that you definitely bring the Zweilous. If it's me, I'm bringing that Zweilous probably every single game. It does really nicely versus a lot of those Mons. Altaria, to King's point, is very strong. It's a nice counter to several of these Mons, including the Talonflame, the Venusaur. Does well versus Galvantula. Even versus Crustle, it still hits for neutral with the Sky Attack there. So definitely has some play. I could see some Talonflame action from Cochinamum here. I think that versus Galvantula, versus Venusaur, versus some of those other Mons.
Even Toxicroak, yeah.
Even Toxicroak, it can do well. It's really going to come down to where these Mons line up, though. The one thing that I don't know how much we're going to see of is the Whiscash. I think that Whiscash is good, but does it have, what's its most dominant matchup versus Valor Ash's team?
Maybe it's good matchups against Crustle, Toxicroak, Galvantula.
Yeah. Okay, I guess we'll see.
And it has outs versus Talonflame and Venusaur and Zweilous. I don't think it's the worst pick, but I do think that Toxicroak may be slightly better as the pairing with Altaria.
Well, it's double down time, so let's see what Cochinamum has to offer here with these teams.
Absolutely. As we do see the Altaria being the restricted pick on the left, Valor Ash's restricted pick is the Galvantula. Some folks in chat are asking where we are in terms of the overall format. This is the third pair. We're seeing the double down for the Cool Cats. And then I assume the fourth pair is when we're going to see the double down from the Elite Four. Without further ado, let's get right into it. We're looking at Cochinamum's perspective as she takes on the Valor Ash.
Great lead for Cochinamum here. These counters going ahead and hitting for neutral, but really has nothing to threaten it as the Crustle brings in the Galvantula for Valor Ash and has a nice quick building energy rock slide to threaten this very quickly. King, what do you think?
It's still going to be a tricky switch in for Cochinamum to deal with. Like, he's going to have to figure out whether or not the bait's going to come. It does
Yeah.
resist the Thundershock, but getting that Thundershock through is really huge.
Mm-hmm.
I think you throw lunge here if you're Valarash, because you're just expecting a shield.
Ooh,
Very,
nice.
very nice. You still shielded. You're gonna get to the second rock slide. Oh, this is big now.
Ooh, do you call this here? Is this a discharge
I
now?
think this is discharge. I think Valarash goes. Oh,
Oh,
huge
double
call from
lunge.
Continuum. This is
Really big
definitely
call
gonna
there.
dictate this matchup now. Double debuff rock slide still gonna hit for a ton versus this Galvantula. Is it enough to KO though?
No, definitely
No.
not. But it
Double
will-
debuffed.
You're going
it will
to
also
spark
okay. Oh, I like. Oh, okay. I think you shield here for sure if you're the Galvantula though.
superpower to deny additional farm down should Valarash choose to shield. Valarash would have thrown if he was gonna go for the he was clearly going for the farm down at that point, so he's shielding regardless. Smart heads up play by Kochina Mum.
Is this a blind lunge or is this a discharge here?
I think he blind discharge at this point because you know that the Toxicroak may come back in.
Oh,
Goes
lunge
for the lunge.
again.
Valarash in love with the lunge, clearly.
Wow.
Oh,
All right.
all
This
right. Looking
is
for
very nice for Kochina Mum here. Did not win the switch, but able to. Yeah, you don't want to have those smackdowns hitting you. Without the shield here, these sludge bombs are going to do quite a lot. I think that you're going to be able to easily shield up one move if you have to, which
Mhm.
I think you kind of do.
Interesting decision by Valarash to bring in two Pokemon that are weak to Toxicroak. I definitely have them in the front and back. It makes it pretty challenging here. So
I think you shield farm down here, yeah?
yeah, shield farm down 100%.
Okay.
I think Mason was really thinking about that Altaria. As you saw, he brought the Crustle lead
Oh,
to try to
Blood Bomb.
catch the bird, and then he brought two counters in the back to cover it, but it wasn't the right alignment. Toxicroak, a really nice lead for Kochina Mum, takes it down.
This is just fine. You resist these smacks here. Will probably make it to a move, but not before you get to this mud bomb here. This mud bomb, I think hits for neutral here.
Yeah.
Not going to KO, but
Yeah.
this is okay. You're going to have to farm down this Toxie, and I don't think you can.
There's just no way you can. There's no way. And then she's gonna drag it back down.
The single turn fast move of using Kochina Mum is able to make a very heads up play and farm down that Crustle there before it's able to get its energy registered for a move.
That was
Tying it up there with the double down, one victory. Very nice play.
Absolutely. That was game one. Kochina Mum takes the victory game one. She ties up the score. If you're not familiar with the Go Team Up format, you do have one trainer on your team selected as the double down, and they earn double the points for every victory. So Kochina Mum able to make up some ground and tie this matchup up. Valarash needs to make some adjustments. Is he stubborn enough to go back to the Crustle lead here, or does he do something different? Let's find out.
All right. Game number 2 coming at you here, guys. Toxicroak lead once again with the
Oh my gosh. Okay.
That's terrible for Valarash. Going to see an immediate swap out once again here. This time coming in with its own Toxicroak here. With this single counter advantage, this is going to be pretty nice. What we do see, though, is Valarash getting one additional fast move through. They are now tied up from an energy perspective. This could be close. I think if you're Kochina Mum, maybe you just go ahead and swap out Amon here. But no.
Ooh, she stays.
Interesting. I probably would have swapped in to that Altaria, knowing that it has a terrible matchup versus that Crustle, and just allowing it to get some, save itself from that matchup. Probably going to try and catch this next Mud Bomb if I'm Kochina Mum. They should see him.
Ooh, no, because you got the counter and the charge.
So what must have happened there
you got the counter and the charge moves, right? Because they CMP'd on that one there.
What must have happened is that there was no one counter advantage right at the beginning. Gets another counter.
He gets another one.
So
wow.
ahead. He's 2 counters ahead at this point. This is not looking good for Kochina Mum. Oh man. This is tough.
Why wouldn't she switch out? I understand she has the. Okay, this is going to be the one here.
Valarash even choosing, knowing that he's 2 counters ahead, is what has one counter's worth of energy here. So this is huge. This is huge.
You can fuel up the Altaria here, but do you get to the Sky Attack? No.
No. All right. Choosing to bring in the Melmetal right away, having the Venusaur, which is not really a counter to this Melmetal here.
But it's better against this than Altaria, I guess.
Yeah.
It's going to be pretty low though. And these. Oh man, Thundershock
2 is not enough to KO, but I think 2 Frenzies does KO.
She's going to look to farm here, I think. She needs to unleash some Sky Attacks on the Crustle. I think she might be okay.
If you're Valarash, you really don't want this Altaria farming your Venusaur, though. This is unfortunate for Cochinamum there, but able to still make it to the move here.
Yeah, the fast moves don't really matter too much here as long as they both make it to the move. But this is not going to KO.
No, it will not. If I'm Valarash, I guess these 3 Dragon Breaths here is not going to matter too much.
It would make a difference.
Yeah, as long as you get to a move, as long as you get to a move on Crustle, it's GG.
Yeah, it's still going to be pretty close.
Right, this Sky Attack does hit for neutral here. These Dragon Breaths add up pretty quickly, but these Smackdowns are just so oppressive here. Stab, Smackdowns coming in.
Maybe go for
Dragon Pulse.
Dragon Pulse there.
King, do you remember during Halloween Cup our nice little Smackdown that we had that one time? With,
this is Rock Slide.
Crustal Tyranitar.
Yeah. Smack all with that. That was fun.
There's the Rock Slide, taking out the Altaria. Switch advantage, definitely turning the tide of that matchup there with Valarash, able to get those additional counters. Can we get an exclamation point quality in the chat with those 2 additional counters going through in favor of Valarash?
Honestly, if she would have switched to Altaria, then it would have been a Toxicroak would have swept in the back.
Exactly, because then you still have Melmetal on the Venusaur. You still retain Switch. I think after the first Mud Bomb came through, a turn early, Cochinamum needs to recognize that there was a little bit of desync in the game, that Mason was ahead in energy. So if she stays in that matchup even longer, it's just going to punish her even more. But
something to be in for sure.
Yeah,
you don't know what's going to be in the back when you're in those scenarios for sure, and did not work out.
It's so tempting when a Toxicroak switches into you that you want to stay because you
have that advantage.
She loves her Toxicroak and she wants to show that her Toxicroak is the dominant one in the amongst all battlers. So
exactly.
But unfortunately, it got outcroaked by Valarash's Toxicroak. So Battle of the Frogs. Will we see them again? I think we're going to see more Toxicroak action. King, I don't think that's going to be our final appearance from that frog.
I don't think we see more Cochinamum games without more Toxicroak involved. Also,
yeah. Also, provides perfect coverage, so it makes a lot of sense.
I agree. I wanted to thank everybody for your support to Go Stadium. I know Shiny Hunter Ben gifted a couple of subs earlier in the stream, and then Tasarna comes in with 1,000 bits as well. Thank you so much for supporting the stream. Please give it a follow. It is free. I see we have just over 420 viewers in the chat as well. Welcome into the Go Team Up semifinals. We are looking at Cochinamum versus Valarash. We are getting into this pair, and then we've got one more after this, so don't go anywhere. Let's get into the next battle here.
Alrighty.
You think you bring Sableye instead of Melmetal? Okay.
Oh,
all right. Okay. The Talonflame come out. I mean, despite these Incinerates hitting for super effective, these Rock Slides are going to build a little bit faster here. You actually can get one if you choose to throw after. You can get one additional Thundershock in there, I believe. But choosing to go ahead and get this Rock Slide out immediately, threatening this this Talonflame. I think in the 2 shield, I feel like this Melmetal wins, but I've never actually had this matchup myself.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure on this matchup here.
Incinerate's going to start to add up. Like you said, Holesome, it depends on the timing. We see the 2 Thundershocks, which is 4 turns. Incinerate is 5 turns, so able to sneak in the Rock Slide here.
Nice job there for Cochinamum for sure.
So Talonflame wins this matchup in the 2. It looks like it can Incinerate.
I think this next Incinerate might KO. So I think you let this go if you're Cochinamum because it's going to be a boosted Incinerate. I think you need 3 more Thundershocks.
Yeah.
I think that's a smart play to let that one go. You bring in the Altaria. This is a nice hard counter, although it is now double boosted here. A Brave Bird is going to do a ton of damage no matter who he throws it against here.
Ooh, tries to deny the charge move.
Either. Wow.
Throwing up the shield here. Yeah, Brave Bird and swap, patented strategy for Talonflame leads. She does lock it in CMP though. This is nice. Yeah.
I think that you don't necessarily want to swap. I think that at this point you just want to, knowing that you've one switch and secured both shields, you bring in your counter, which there we see it. It is the Crustle. Brings in the Toxicroak, happens to have a Galvantula ready to go here. Trying to go for the Sludge here, is able to make it there, does get the extra counter in. Nice play by Cochinamum. How much is this discharge going to do?
I don't think this discharge KOs.
But it won't KO. Oh, it does.
There it is.
Straight up
KOing.
That is really
at this point, I don't see anywhere for Cochinamum to go. There's a Crustle in the back. This Galvantula does outpace to a move as well. Discharge hitting for nice neutral damage here. Even a lunge you can throw. Valarash, that we know, in love with that lunge, chooses to throw it.
Yeah, I think the play here is to farm all the way down through a double sky attacks at the Crustle, but she's going to pull the trigger
Not gonna
here.
be
She
able to
doesn't
farm all
have
the way down,
enough.
especially with the lunge debuff. It's actually a smart play by Valarash. It ensures that Cochinamum is not able to farm down and get to 2 sky attacks. All right, well that's it. We're gonna see some smacking, and there it is.
Oh, interesting. I didn't think it would.
Alrighty.
Wow.
Well, can we get some Fs in the chat for Cochinamum's Toxicroak there? Unfortunately, going down to that discharge.
Yeah, it should have been able to survive, but maybe 'cause normally it survives with like 7 HP on the default one, but maybe it was that.
Did it take a smack? Maybe.
Yeah, that was probably it. Yeah, because normally it would survive and win the 0 shields.
Wow. Matchup mastery is very important there. As we saw, she recognized the Melmetal was not going to win against the Talonflame. Had some really nice plays to lock it in there on CMP with the Sky Attack, deny the swap out if that was the intention of Valarash. But in the end, Toxicroak unable to overcome the hard counter situation in the back. Galvantula is too strong. Someone in the chat says that's a 15 attack. Galvantula with 0 defense and 0 stamina.
Yes, 15-0-0 Galvantula is what it is, right?
Yeah, perhaps. I'm sure she has a good Toxicroak though, so it probably would make no difference there. It's definitely the smackdown. If she has
I want to remind chat just one more time. This is the double down for the Cool Cats. So if Cochinamum wins this next game, she will tie up the score. We played 14 total battles. This is number 15. So this is the last game between two trainers. Let's see Cochinamum try to get a win for her team and tie up the score here overall.
All right, chooses to lead Talonflame again. Much better lead here for Cochinamum. Really nice hard counter. These Dragon Breaths are going to add up. These Incinerates do essentially nothing. Chooses to immediately bring in the Galvantula. Not necessarily a counter, but Cochinamum has an answer here. We saw this one play out last time before with Cochinamum choosing to call a lunge. This time decides to shield immediately again, and Valarash says, I learned. I'm going to go ahead and throw the discharge now. I'm not going to risk that no shield. Smart play by Cochinamum, able to get to that rock slide there. I don't think a Volt Switch went through there either, so nice timing on the throw. Chooses to let it go for some reason, not quite sure, but I think that we'll get to one more. No!
Oh my gosh, Jesus.
We're seeing some serious fast move farm down from these Melmetals here.
Talonflame?
Oh, here comes the Toxicroak.
Okay.
Gonna throw the superpower here.
I like this play because
I think it's just a nice farm down. You get to 2, and you just get double debuffed and provide fewer counters rather for the Toxie here. Smart play.
You just get to another one here too.
Thundershock is the new Volt Switch. Yeah. Yes, confirmed.
Honestly, these could really add it up. Oh,
that's it. Chooses to swap. Interesting play. Gets a counter through. Revenge of the Toxicroak, perhaps?
And
right, Bomb will not KO here. Does some nice, super effective damage, but does not KO. Able to survive. Got to throw this move, but does not get there. Would have done some nice neutral damage there with the Sludge Bomb.
Okay,
all right. Does have a good answer, though.
Yeah. Well, there's still some interesting play that could happen, but Cochinamum should be in total control here.
I don't know if chat was able to hear my dog, Biggie Smalls, just then. I saw a couple emotes, guys. He was very excited about the action here. Was not happy about that extra counter going through. You gotta respect the Brave Bird.
No, I think this is the correct play. Even if he Brave Birds, shielding the Flame Charge and then getting Brave Bird is definitely the lose con.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only way you lose this game.
So now you're saying shield this one here, King. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, smart play by Cochinamum here. Love seeing the Biggie emotes in chat. All right, going ahead and hitting them with the Sky Attack here.
There's still play here on.
Oh yeah. Are we gonna see a farm down? Huge
Ooh.
pick.
Oh,
No way.
What a heads up play.
God.
Incredible
God.
battling skill from Kochinamum here. Really nice count.
Wow.
Catching the Brave Bird, having the Altaria able to now farm down both Mons. This is over. Nicely played by Kochinamum. Nowhere to go for Valor Ash.
Wow.
Bringing us back to 8-8.
Valor Ash has dogs, right? Has a dog family.
Wow, I can't believe it. There's some anti-Altaria propaganda in some of the chats. Kachinamum, not the biggest fan, but she makes it look really good in this game right here. Really impressed by that play. Chad, I also want to address an earlier miscount because this is the double down. My math was a little bit off. We still have one more game to view, but man, what a thriller there in the end.
Yeah, and let's think about that. Kochinamum actually had, I think, a sludge ready to go versus the Talonflame there as well, unable to throw it. So needed that catch there in order to secure the victory. So guys, if you're thinking, hey, I made a mistake, don't give up. You can still come back and make a really, really big brain play, high level play in order to secure a victory. So really nicely played there by Kochinamum.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well done by both sides. Valor Ash obviously had significant team comp disadvantage because only has one check to Altaria, and that actually didn't even bring that one check in that last game and made it super close. So really well done. Tremendous set by two Titans in the community. Oh, we still have another battle?
Yep, still have another one.
Okay, yeah, we still have more battles here. Okay, all right.
Let's do it. Kachinama versus Valor Ash. This is battle number 5. Also, Shiny Hunter Ben, thank you for the gifted subs and thank you for supporting Go Stadium. Here we go. Game 5. Let's get into it.
Bring in the Melmetal in the lead here versus the Talonflame. We've seen this one before here. Let's see Kochinamum go ahead and build up. Probably able to secure 2 shields here again. Has the Altaria ready to go ahead and move into the Talonflame here. Oh, catches the Rock Slide here. Nice play by Valor Ash.
Throw the second Incinerate. He
knows the timing. Had to actually, I think, wait a turn in order to make that happen.
No, you just throw 2 Incinerates and switch. It's same. It's like 5 seconds on both sides.
Okay.
Curious.
Wow. Looking for.
Yeah, I think that Kochinamum does have a nice answer here, right? Able to farm this thing down and easily just take the Sludge Bomb. But here's the problem now: is that what do you have versus this Talonflame with an energy advantage now? Melmetal is your best answer, and it's gonna lose in the 2 shield.
Not entirely sure what's happening here.
All right, I think you bring back in. No, gonna go ahead and just.
Galvantula?
Probably farm down with the Volt Switches. Does Kochinamum make it to 2 here is the question. I think that she does.
Yeah, for sure.
Ooh, pushing. There she is after just 1 Volt Switch. 4 Dragon Breaths will get her there.
Do you no-shield this? And then just Incinerate down?
There it is. Just sacking it.
Absolutely insane game plan here.
So now you're at 3. Oh, eats the Incinerate damage on the Melmetal. That could be huge. That last Incinerate before swapping out was eaten on the Melmetal here. I don't think this Melmetal is going to be able to get more than 1 Rock Slide off here.
I don't think so either. I don't.
2 flame charges.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know how important the charge moves are at this juncture. I think
2 shielded Talonflame. What do you do?
Absolutely brutal here.
I think this is over. This Talonflame is just in too strong of a position here.
But yeah, this is a
gets a counter. Maybe has some play.
Incinerate is going to do an absolute insane amount of damage.
It's going to do like at least half its remaining HP.
And it's going to.
Oh my gosh!
Oh my!
Does it hang on with 1 HP?
Yeah,
it does. Gets to the Mud Bomb. This is big to get that next shield, but I don't think it matters.
No, Altaria needs to snipe this thing.
There's no way.
Before the Incinerate.
Maybe it does.
Oh, she transferred.
She transferred it. Transferred the fast move damage, and now it has the move.
He had another one already.
That is tough. I think there was no play either way.
Yeah,
but
there's no play either way. Oh my gosh.
Oh, and the Brave Bird VM.
1 HP Brave Bird.
I was like, man, is he gonna just no shield this Galvantula and 2 shield Talonflame? That was
right.
Insane.
Well, guys, where does that leave us? I think that puts us with the backs up against the wall for Cool Cats here. Elite Four has their ace in the Holesome, son of Holesome, Arrow, coming up here against the Cool Cats with the double down status. And I think they're going to, if he just wins one game, that's going to put them at 11. And Cool Cats are going to basically have to sweep after that in order to secure it. The only way that I see this happening is 4-1 for Cool Cats, winning 12 versus 11. Can they secure it here? Aravel versus Arrow. Oh my.
Absolutely.
What's the justification of this particular double down?
What's the what here?
What's the Pokemon that stands out on Arrow's side that?
All right, let's take a look here. So, that Whimsicott definitely has some play versus, at least two of the Mons there for Aravel. Double super effective charms versus the Zweilous there, and then versus the Medicham does really nicely as well. Let's also just call out that we do have the restricted picks with Medicham and with Mandibuzz there on Aravel and Arrow's team respectively. Who I think actually could do really well here is the Machamp from Arrow's team, right? I think that it does have some tough play versus the what could be a Air/Tropius. That would definitely be pretty difficult, but it can hit back with the rock slides. The biggest counter there, obviously, being the Medicham. Don't want to run into that, but otherwise, depending on the movesets, could have some serious play versus these Pokemon.
Yeah, King, do you have any thoughts there? I think too.
I'm kind of confused by this double down, because Arrow doesn't really have a clear advantage in this matchup, right?
Well, I think what you're seeing here is the Registeel for Arrow is going to do well against the Ninetales. It does well against the Tropius, regardless of the moveset. It resists the Dragon Breath from Zweilous, but that's tricky. Kind of like the Altaria matchup. It can kind of get into a knife fight with the own Registeel if it shields a Focus Blast here or there.
Medicham and Castform beat Reggie.
But what I really wanted to look at as well is the Shadow Hypno. If that is a Shadow Hypno with Thunder and Fire Punch, it has almost perfect coverage for everything besides the Zweilous.
There's some really one-sided matchups here. Hypno versus that Zweilous, like you're saying, it's just going to resist everything. It double resists the confusion. It single resists all the punches outside of the Ice Punch. Then on the flip side, Machamp obviously just crushing the Zweilous and the Charm just crushing the Zweilous here. I think this game is going to come down to some alignment here. I think that there are definitely some neutral matchups there, but I think there's even more really, really one-sided matchups here. I think that Cool Cats is going to need a lot of luck to make this happen here, but let's see what happens.
Let's jump right into it. I will say it looks like a typo. It says Aravel, but we know him as Caravel because all the Cool Cats start with a C. Zweilous into Mandibuzz, Battle of the Dark Types.
All right, so we do see... Do we see a little bit of a delay there from the Mandibuzz?
But they look like it was like 2 Dragon Breaths.
Yeah, maybe just 2 or so, maybe a half turn or so. Aerial Ace, not a good move. Immediately chooses to switch. Bit of an interesting play there. Brings in the Medicham, which is probably baiting out the Charm user, so that you can safely have your Zweilous with no risk of a Charm user or a Machamp potentially in the back. This Ice Punch is going to hit for super effective, but not enough to take it out. Probably just going to be able to Charm all the way down here, come out with at least a Grass Knot versus whatever comes back out here. If you are Caravel, 100% you're going to have to bring in this Ninetales here. These Dragon Breaths are resisted, and you take double super effective damage from those charms. You shield this up with your Caravel?
Could be Hurricane, right?
You've seen them. That Grass Knot does a ton of damage, and you're going to get probably 2 more charms here. Just one more.
What's the air charm there?
This is the Charm A9. Brings in the Shadow Hypno here. This is going to be quite nice for the Zweilous here, and Zweilous actually has a good matchup versus that Mandibuzz as well. I could see Caravel taking this matchup here.
Yeah, this Zweilous looks super strong.
It depends on what this Hypno's running, but if it has Ice Punch, that's really the only win con I'm seeing here for Arrow, which I'm expecting Fire Punch and Thunder Punch, or Fire Punch and something else. There's the Thunder Punch. Okay. Resisted. Has revealed 1 punch now.
Is this a 1000 IQ Thunder Punch bait? No, he goes back into the Mandibuzz here.
Okay. Saving a move for sure.
Yeah.
Do you think that he's running Thunder Punch and then either Shadow Ball Shadow Ball and Focus Blast being a 1-punch man, or do you think that he is running the 2 punches?
I'm not entirely. Yeah.
Arrow is an anime fan, so he could be 1-punch man. We'll have to find out. King, I gotta crack some jokes. I gotta keep up with you here.
Yeah, I'm trying to analyze. I'm not entirely sure what Arrow was doing, which is not totally uncommon. I'm watching Arrow play here.
All right. I don't think you have to shield up this aerial ace. I think, well, he chooses to do so anyway. You're either shielding an aerial ace or you're shielding probably what's going to be a thunder punch here. I don't know which one does more. Probably the aerial ace. Here comes the next one though.
Okay, he has to hope that the clock is up.
He needs a combo play.
I don't think aerial ace plus thunder is going to do it though. Oh yeah, it will. That aerial ace does more than I was expecting.
Oh,
Combo.
And he threw the body slam in time.
He throws a body slam.
yeah,
Did he-
needs to switch out
Did he have a
sooner.
thunder punch ready to go?
I think he did. He had to.
Was there an? I didn't see a confusion come through. You just farmed down now. Aravel coming through with the victory there.
Yeah, these were kind of odd team comps, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. These are.
I wish I could go back and see how many confusions that Hypno had. I don't know. King, correct me if I'm wrong here, but it's 4 to the first punch and
Yeah,
3 to the second.
yeah, and then 3 to the third as well. Yeah, but
He had at least 7, I feel.
yeah,
I don't know.
It was an overtime.
All right. Well, Cool Cats getting a much needed victory in their first matchup there. 2 victories here from the Elite Four from Arrow will secure it for them. Cool Cats with a good start though. And I think that Caravel has a really nice team versus Arrow. It's going to be an uphill battle here for Arrow. 2 victories is all he needs though.
Absolutely. Let's get right into it. I think that Shadow Hypno is showing up again, and I'd love to see some Reggie Steele from Caravel. I think that'd be really helpful for his team.
I was a bit surprised by the swap out from Caravel, but it worked really nicely.
Oh, huge lead.
Not good.
Charm Ninetales. This is great for Caravel here. Takes 1 charm, takes
Oh
2
my
charms.
gosh.
He's going to have to take at least 3 charms. The 4th charm. He's just sacking this thing. He's just
He
sacking it.
is. It's an ABA for sure. He doesn't have 2 things that beat Charm.
He has.
Did he have 7? Did he have?
And he
Oh,
switches
swaps
anyway.
out. He swaps out.
Why would he swap out?
I don't understand these plays.
Arrow.
Oh my.
Arrow, what is happening here? You give up switch and you lose the Machamp, basically. Here comes a
Weather
hard
Ball.
counter.
It has a hard answer here.
Maybe he's gonna show.
One Punch Man Arrow coming through here, building up to what could. There's nothing that could hit for super effective here. This is Shadow Ball at most, I think, and he throws the Thunder Punch. We haven't seen the second punch though, have we?
Wait, can they not change? Wait, before this round, they can adjust their moveset, right?
I believe it is true.
There's
yes.
the Ice Punch.
there's
Okay,
Ice
that's
Punch.
big. He is not. He is not One Punch Man. He is Two Punch
Why?
Man running the Ice Punch.
He would have won this. What?
Why didn't he just double Ice Punch?
Why didn't he double ice punch?
Oh, he comes in with the Machamp to eat this energy. Arrow has 1,000 IQ, I think.
No moveset change adjusting. Okay,
No moveset changes.
makes sense. Makes sense.
All right.
Ooh,
Yep,
I think the
Dark
Reggie's
Bolt
in the back for Caravel.
The Whimsicott here. Not sure about the throw on that one, but I guess that's fine.
It doesn't really matter here.
Yeah.
All right.
Man.
So obviously, this is a nice matchup here for Caravel. You resist everything that this thing has. I think charge moves included. I don't think there's anything that you can hit for even neutral for Arrow here.
He's probably just gonna let this go, right? Because it's game over.
Lets it go.
God.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know about those plays, King. I don't know about those plays.
Why would he Thunder Punch bait again?
We've seen the Ice Punch now. We know that it's there.
The secret is
Despite
out.
Now revealing the Ice Punch. He's down 2-0. Cool Cats need 2 more victories here. Arrow has to go 2 out of 3 despite having the double down advantage. The Cool Cats can win this. They can win this.
They definitely have a shot.
It
Wow.
seems very favorable for Cool Cats right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Caravel living rent-free, I think, in Arrow's head right now. Let's see if Arrow's going to make an eviction and try to take control back of this matchup going into this next game from Caravel's perspective.
Speedy, these games must have occurred before 5 p.m., meaning that Arrow had to wake up early for this.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Maybe he cracked open a Dr. Pepper and he's getting fueled up for this next matchup.
That was so confusing. Throwing the Thunder Punch there. That was-
Yeah. Okay, Hypno
All right,
lead
a
into
better
Ninetales.
lead for Arrow this time. He does not have his Machamp up against it.
Caravel knows this isn't Fire Punch, though, so he's comfortable staying in here.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
Do not throw the Ice Punch here.
He comes in with the ice punch bait. Oh, all right. I think that Arrow did get a free confusion there. So positive for him. At this point, you kind of have to shield this weather ball. Gets the charge back.
Oh my
Though.
goodness.
This thunder punch, you probably survive.
I'm sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to be able to make it to another move.
Ooh,
Gets
confusion's
this Hypno
down.
quite low. Hypno's going to come out of this with a move, despite. This is a pretty good position to be in for Caravel here.
I don't hate this play though. He's going to get the ice punch here.
Yeah,
he does get the shield back. You're very, very true.
Yeah, if he's penciled in this back line correctly, I think Arrow still has a lot of play.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Do we see the shadow? I was going to say, do we see Arrow swap out for some
Please
reason?
don't swap out Arrow. Comes in with the steel type.
Steel here. This is nice. These dark pulses will hit for good amount of damage, but you're going to be able to make it to 2 focus blasts pretty quick.
So he must have Mandibuzz in the back, right?
Mm-hmm. If we haven't seen Whimsicott, it has to be Mandy.
Or hopefully
he would have brought in the Whimsicott had he had it there.
Agreed.
Yeah, hopefully he's not crazy enough and brought Lantern in.
So I think we can eliminate the Machamp and the
I hope we can. Wholesome, I hope we can, but I don't know.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We might see Lantern. Who knows?
Here comes the body slam from this Wireless. This is resisted by steel type Reggie Steel. He takes that like a champ. And the swap to Machamp.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. So no shields. Gonna be able to make it to a rock slide here. CMP right there, I believe.
Rock slide.
It's not enough, is it?
It's not enough.
Oh, it's not enough to KO by any means.
No.
And he's not going to be able to farm down either. I think you have to shield just to get the counter damage in because you're not going to lock on down.
You have to, yeah.
Yeah, you have to shield to go get that cross chop now. 1,
See a counter down?
2,
Oh
3.
my god. Oh, no, it always lags at the most critical moments.
It's okay. How much energy does this Zweilous have? He's not going to be able to make it to another cross chop, that's for sure.
But
he needs to slam here.
Yeah, he just Dragon Breath down and doesn't get to
Whoa! To the Reggie. He just
wow.
Into the Reggie.
Okay. This is enough, right? Let's see.
I think this is enough. Oh!
With the Dragon Breath, it's enough. 1 turn fast move coming through once again. This is 3 straight victories for Caravel at this point, guys.
Oh my gosh. If Arrow wins the next one, he does tie the score up.
Now. He has to go.
Wait,
he has to win both.
What was he thinking about bringing the Reggie? Because he didn't want a shield, right? Because I guess the Zweilous had too much energy.
I don't know. I think that he had.
If you bring Machamp into Zweilous, even if you shield, you get Reggie on Tropius.
Okay, so let's be real. He didn't know Tropius was in the back, right?
Tropius in the back, yeah.
He didn't know Tropius was in the back.
So, like, logically, it could have been.
But I think that Machamp is just such a hard counter. Like, what else in Caravel's team is that Machamp going to line up better versus, right? Like, if you look at what's available in his team, Machamp to me seems to be the best pick. He might have thought that, okay, maybe there's a
cast form in the back.
Maybe there's cast form. I don't know. Maybe he thought there was Medi in the back.
I was just saying Medi could be a possibility. Yeah.
Comment from Caleb. How many shoutcasters does it take to figure out arrow strats?
He's worried about Reggie in the back. Yeah. No, that's fair. Honestly, I say that every time I watch Arrow battle. I'm like, I am not entirely sure what is happening.
We have a sighting from my cat Nico. I'm rubbing his belly. He is well on his way back from recovering from his ringworm. Staying here in kitty quarantine upstairs. But I think we're ready. Game number 4.
Yeah,
Arrow, a must win for Arrow.
Let's jump into it. Arrow needs 2 victories here. Go ahead, King.
Yeah, no. I'm just trying to process what has happened.
All right.
Oh, finally a
for Arrow. He needed this one.
Switches in to that Medicham, answers with a Hypno, double punch, but confusion is going to be pretty devastating here.
This is a good matchup.
Oh, not the greatest timing on the throw there, I don't think, on the Ice Punch. Could have snuck in maybe one more counter there. You want to maximize your energy here. Didn't even work up to the Psychic either. Okay. Now his timing is a little bit more aligned there. He's going to throw another Ice Punch. Hypno's getting a little weak. I think if you throw up just one shield, though, you basically lock down this matchup. No shield from Arrow yet.
Okay, do
Gets
not
the
get
counter
counter
through
down,
there.
Arrow. Do not get counter down. Okay, no, he's gonna
All right, chooses to let it go. I don't think you can counter down here, right? It's just too. He gets the Ice Punch. No, so close.
This is like, unless he has Whimsicon in the back.
Good question here. Comes in the back with the Registeel.
Okay.
Gonna tank an Ice Punch. No, Thunder Punch. Okay, fair enough. You really never know with the Arrow
Speedy
here.
with the BM here and the shoutcasting. I love it.
Come on. All right.
All right, another Thunder Punch. Man, look at this Registeel.
Arm down. Does get a full move ready to go here.
Mandibuzz. Okay.
All right, comes in with the Flash Cannon here. Gonna do some nice neutral damage.
All
Does get the
right.
shield there from Arrow.
That makes sense. It makes sense to shield.
Switches in the Ninetales here for the charm, but brings in the
man.
Reggie. This is tough for Caravel here. Very, very tough.
Yeah, I think Arrow either finally woke up or maybe that third Dr. Pepper did the trick. He's got alignment here and he's in full control of this matchup. Gonna start to shield.
I think my webcam is a little blurry here, guys. I'm going to go ahead and work on that one here. I think I need to go ahead and do the nice little zoom out right here while it auto adjusts and brings me back into, hopefully, focus once again.
Holesome was ready for his close-up. Registeel still just chunking down with those lock-ons, and he's going to try to land a Flash Cannon here. No shield from Caravel. I think he recognizes Ninetales is just going to get outpaced.
Yeah, not a great spot here for Caravel. Knows that he has to let that one go. Does get to the Focus Blast, which will probably threaten this last shield here. For Arrow, does have the Mandibuzz, which I think is basically a full HP, if I'm not mistaken, though. Yeah, it is. I think that with the Snarls here, I think that probably the second foul play after the shield will KO. And one move from this Registeel is not going to KO this Mandibuzz. This is looking quite nice, definitely for Arrow at this point, and I think it's going to bring us down to this final game.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Absolutely. Could you imagine a more hype game 5 here? Looks like Arrow's going to lock in his 2 points with the double down effect, tying up the score. Caravel and Arrow are all tied up at 11 each. Whoever wins this next game is going to decide who advances to the championships. Man, I'm ready. I think Arrow is finally hitting a groove here. Caravel a little on his heels, but we saw early on in this set that he can be very dominant when he gets alignment and when he's making the right predictions. Let's see if he can dial it in one more time or if Arrow is going to maintain his momentum. Let's get after it.
All right, the final deciding game here. It's all come down to this. 3-1 currently for Cool Cats, and we get the double charm lead. Okay, I don't know which charm user charms the other one down. My guess is that it's probably going to be Caravel's Ninetales here. More quickly getting to the Weather Ball here with 6 charms versus I think maybe 8 for the Grass Knot. Chooses to go a little bit over and get to that Weather Ball. Probably denying a little farm for whatever Mon inevitably comes in after this one. Do we see a shield? I can't imagine any scenario where you shield here. Okay. Trying to get charmed down. Okay, swaps out with the move. Shields and swaps out. Interesting play.
Oh, it comes in here. Registeel against Medicham. These flash cannons are going to deal quite a bit of damage, but Reggie needs to land 2 of these to have a shot at taking down Medicham. We do know the Ice Punch, but I don't think he's even revealed Psychic yet. Goes straight for the Psychic here. Both moves resisted by the Registeel, but he is fishing for a defense drop. See if he gets it.
Yeah, it's also the hard-hitting move, right?
Oh
my god!
gets it.
Which actually might be worse for, because like you're gonna shield anyway.
You just shield this up, and I guess you do get fewer counters, right?
It might be worse. It's probably worse too. Okay, the Whimsicott throws the move here.
So we see a big hurricane here, right?
Gets the second shield probably. Should be a Grass Knot here. Gotta preserve that energy. Does take the second shield here from Caravel. What does Arrow have in the back that's going to beat Registeel and Medicham with energy?
Nothing.
I don't know.
Wow, going for the Ice Punch here against the Mandibuzz. It is healthy and fresh, but it does take a nice chip damage there.
It's
Up
going
a
to get to another
shield.
move here, and it's going to have to shield.
I don't.
Hasn't revealed the Reggie at this point, though, right? For Caravel,
He's not. Yeah, this game is.
this is over. This is Caravel going to be taking this one here. Oh man, this is so tough. Arrow has to throw a move here. Decides to just go ahead and swap it anyway here. Oh man,
Caravel
Arrow,
really
this is so tough.
Caravel really asserting dominance here, swapping in the Registeel and tanking all these foul plays. Man, 3 balls still on the board there for Caravel, and he's just really in control. Foul plays are going to sting, but he needs probably 5 to KO the big metal boy.
What a comeback here on the side of the Cool Cats. They were up against the wall here, having Arrow the double down user when already up points. And just, wow, 4-1. We said that was the win con, was the 4-1. Caravel comes out, pulls off the win. This is incredible.
This is actually. I to be honest, as a team strategy, I'm not entirely sure why this was the double down.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
To your point, King, had any other matchup been the double down, I think this would have gone toward.
They went by a huge mark.
Essentially 0 value from the double down there. 1 extra point. Yeah. Well, there you have it, guys. Congratulations to the Cool Cats with the victory there. What a matchup there. Oh my gosh. I'm shocked, honestly.
Wow, I'm shook. Absolutely. Like you said, they were really backed into a corner and the Cool Cats clawed their way back out. Yeah. Arrow really just, that's not what I expected from Arrow in the final stage there, but he did have a difficult matchup to his credit.
Yeah, the Elite Four going down.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be always a tough matchup, but and it was a interesting last set with some pretty crazy plays and crazy team comps. But
I'm really, a bit concerned for Arrow back at Elite Four headquarters that he's going to be bullied and beat up by the rest of them. But we'll have to see how that one turns out here. Congratulations again to the Cool Cats for moving on to the grand finals. Where does that set the stage for us, Speedy?
Absolutely. We're going to take a look at the brackets here, but I just noticed we have almost 500 viewers here. If you're enjoying the Go Team Up semifinals in the Worlds format here, you will definitely enjoy the finals, which are going down next week at the same time. As you see here, it looks like the Corn Dogs advance from the top bracket, and then we do have the Cool Cats advancing as well. The stage was big today. It was massive. All these teams have worked really hard to get here. All of these practice battles and team composition exercises have really paid off, and it looks like the Corn Dogs and Cool Cats will face off to determine the first ever winner of Go Team Up Worlds. The stage was big today, but it's never been bigger than it will be next week. All right, gentlemen. Well, I think that is about to wrap up the cast for us. Are there any kind of parting words that you'd like to give, any plugs or outros that you'd like to make as we kind of conclude the broadcast today?
Good battles, for GGs to all the battlers. I think that we had some really, really close ones there. I think we saw some incredible showcasing of skill across the board. I don't really think that there was anyone that just really, really dropped the ball. Even in Arrow's scenario there, I think that he had some really, really tough matchups. So yeah, congratulations to the victors there. For me, guys, you can check me out at twitch.tv/wholesome_. I typically stream 4 or 5 days per week, but it's been so great, and I really appreciate Go Stadium having me on here and allowing me to shoutcast some of these great playoff battles.
Yeah, likewise. I'm looking forward to the finals. I'm looking forward to these two teams going at it, and I'm curious on who's gonna take it all home.
Absolutely. Chat, if you were interested in watching the grand finals, they are happening next week at 3 p.m. Eastern. If you hit that follow button down there just below the screen, it's free. It only takes a second, and you will get notified as soon as we go live, so you'll be right there in the action. I wanted to thank Go Stadium for hosting all of us. Miss Mystic is the fuel for the entire program. She does run the production behind the scenes, and she did such great work today, putting on just a phenomenal broadcast. If you dig the new graphics, the new overlays, Go Stadium is stepping up its game in every single way that you can imagine. Let us know in the chat and support the channel with a follow. Guys, we're going to queue up a raid here into Tiny Boy. He's doing a 24-hour stream. We want to help support fellow streamers and hashtag build the community, and we are going to do that as well here with the raid. If you'd like to follow me on Twitter, it is Chief2Speediest, and on Twitch at SpeediestChief2. No underscore, right, Holesome?
No underscore for you. 2 underscores for Tiny Boy. 1 for me.
Absolutely. Well, Chad, again, I hope you enjoyed the production. We're going to queue up that raid, but be back here next week for the grand finals of the Go Team Up Worlds format. I can't wait to get into it. Cool Cats, again, going to come in here and try to take the championship away from the Corn Dogs. It's going to be something to see.
See you guys next time.
All right, everybody, take care.